Clarkson after the bulimia headlines. Next, E.T.
Stay tuned for more of The Office. Get Creed's thoughts on life and new blog entries all summer long, only on NBC.com.
It's just one morning out of the year, but it's made of moments that make memories for life. It's about getting caught up in the moment and wondering what the memories will turn out to be.
Hello?
Merry Christmas, honey.
It's why there's the word joy.
Take a look outside, Dad.
And why at Radio Shack we'll just bet you can make someone special. Well, jump for joy.
I think he likes it.
Oh, isn't that nice? That sounds so nice.
You guys like it?
It's Christmas morning. And this year, you can make it, in a word, merry. In other words, bet you can make them smile.
What's up there? Like what? Maybe someone up there was wondering what it's like here. I guess. Do you think we'll ever meet them? I hope so. Don't you?
In England, 1963 is the biggest year for robbers since Robin Hood. Testier's on April 4th loses $75,000 worth of rings. Stolen from Barclays on April 16th, $150,000 in banknotes. On May 6th, paintings worth $60,000 are hoisted from the home of Michael Deere, director of Marks & Spencer. On May 24th, gold bullion worth $750,000 is lifted from the London warehouse of the brokers Sharp and Bixley. On July 11th, the Duchess of Northumberland is robbed of $121,000 in jewels outside this house. The theory is that a gang is warming up for a grand slam. It just so happens that the Royal Mail has never carried more money than on the Wednesday after the August bank holiday. Tens of thousands of Englishmen spend their holiday money here in Scotland. Now it's on its way back home in armored vans. The banknotes are loaded onto the night mail train out of Glasgow. Sorters are sealed into the car along with $7,145,600 in banknotes. Most of them are old bills, ready to be dropped from circulation, but not the way the authorities expect. Two hours before dawn, as the mail train hurtles through Buckinghamshire, the engineer sees a green signal turn red. He slows the train. Armed men board and halt the engine at a white sheet just over a deserted crossing. It's 3 a.m., and it's the great train robbery. It's all over in 15 minutes.
Joy to the world? It's a little
I can play my Duke Nukem music again.
Can I try your hat? You can try my hat. Oh, my hat. I'm trading hats.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
You want me to do that for you?
Well, your wife was injured fatally in that accident. She was.
I know.
It was instant. There wasn't any suffering or anything like that.
Little pieces, masterpieces, Reese's pieces, head pieces, neck pieces, hair pieces, Reese's pieces, eye pieces, nose pieces, mouth pieces, Reese's pieces, 3 pieces, 2 pieces, 1 pieces, Reese's pieces, time pieces, center pieces, mantle pieces, Reese's pieces, chest pieces, gold pieces, silver pieces, Reese's pieces, the famous flavor of Reese's peanut to pieces.
The score stands correctly. I was incorrect yesterday in announcing it. It's 8 for June and Jim, 17 for Dolly and Ross, which means they can win, June, so watch it.
The password is upholstery.
10 points, June. Give you 18.
Mohair.
5 seconds, Jim.
Cloth.
Cloth? 9 points. Ross will give you the game.
Slip covers.
Settee.
Settee, no. 8 points. Give you 16. They can't win on this.
Covering.
5 seconds.
Fabric.
No. 7 points. Give you 24, Ross. 5 seconds.
Furniture.
Upholstery.
That's it. What did you say, darling?
Upholstery.
Upholstery, yeah, that was the word. All right, 24 points. By the way, when you hear this sound, that means your clue has not been accepted by our authority, Dr. Reason A. Goodwin, who is an editor of the World Book Encyclopedia Dictionary. Dolly and Jim have the word we'd like you to have.
The password is attached.
10 points, Jim.
Clinging.
Say that again, please, Jim.
Clinging.
Clinging.
Adhering.
Adhering. 9 points. Dolly, give you the game.
Connected.
5 seconds, Ross.
Connected and clinging. Linked.
Linked. 8 points, Jim.
Joined.
5 seconds, June. There it goes.
Stuck.
No. 7 points, Ross. Dolly. Give you the game.
Joined.
United.
United. 6.
The kidney was turned over to the police, who concluded that the organ was most likely that of Catherine Eddowes, Jack the Ripper's 4th victim. With a list of suspects ranging from Freemasons to back-alley abortionists and a terrified city demanding answers, the men of Scotland Yard found themselves at the mercy of Jack the Ripper.
Say hello to Poppin' Fresh dough. It's such a nice feeling to make something fresh.
Poppin' Fresh Danish Rolls. Danish rolls just taste better when you bake them up fresh and hot. Try Pillsbury Danish in the dairy case.
It's such a nice feeling. Get to know Poppin' Fresh dough.
We're changing the name of Datsun to Nissan.
I hope you're not changing all that room.
No, all we're changing is our name. From now on, we're Nissan.
I hope you're not changing that great performance, Datsun. Nissan.
We wouldn't dream of it. All we're changing is our name.
Okay, from now on, you're Nissan.
Come alive, come and drive.
Want to go psycho with me, Elvira? Here at the Bates Motel? Look for me wherever they sell mug root beer. And enter the Go Psycho with Elvira contest. You can be my guest at Universal Studios in Hollywood for a monstrous bash at the Bates Motel. Shower anyone? This Halloween, go psycho with Elvira and win a party with mug root beer and me.
I love my mug.
I love it.
Entering the square as Macy's salutes NYC 2012, recognizing New York City as a host candidate for the 2012 Olympic Games.
Today, the parade crowd cheers on figure skater Sasha Cohen, a member of the Olympic and World Championship teams, and Bob Beamon, who won Olympic gold, setting the world's record in the long jump.
And while we're all in a New York state of mind, we're about to hear that Billy Joel classic as it's performed in Movin' Out, an extraordinary dance musical that brings together the choreography of Twyla Tharp and the timeless tunes of the piano man himself. Here's Michael Cavanaugh singing New York State of Mind from Broadway's Movin' Out.
Some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood. Hop a flight to Miami Beach or to Hollywood. But I'm just taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line. I'm in a New York state of mind. I've seen all those movie stars in their fancy cars and the limousines. Been high in the Rockies, under the evergreens. But I know what I'm needing, and I don't want to waste more time. 'Cause I'm in a New York state of mind.
Oh my gosh, it's late. I better make you some dinner.
Look, Mommy. Mommy, look what I made for you.
That's beautiful, honey. You know what? I'm gonna make something special for you, too.
Tonight, make them something that comes from the heart, not the freezer. Campbell's soup and sandwiches. Dinner with a lot of love that's not a lot of time.
So what else did you learn in school today?
Sharing.
Campbell's. Good for the body, good for the soul.
So much to celebrate. Corbel Champagne.
Nick at Night has Christmas hits, all the shows that you won't want to miss. Brady's, Cunningham's, Laverne and Shirley, Samantha, Rob, Mary, and Louie.
Don't miss a Nick at Night Christmas.
December 20th at 9, 8 Central.
On the place for holiday hits, Nick at Night.
Take a look at some other things. I can go in here and read annual reports from my company and see how the company's been doing. And let's see, I can go see a balance sheet, for example, in the annual report and go see what's going on there. I can go back. I can also go into the file and read memos that have been written in this company before I came over and took over as CEO here.
Suzy, let us show off. Allons-y. Watches. Ready. Bravo, Susie. Very good. Voila. Now let us do something easy, eh? No, not this, Susie. That isn't it. No, Susie. Susie, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. That is all. Susie, that is all. That is all. Very nice, Susie, but let us not overdo it. We are la, Susie, very chic. Hello? Watch it.
Thank you, Paul Seidel and Susie of the Police Brochure. That's really wonderful. Well, sir, right now we have something very important for you to see. We'll be right back.
For cleaning, shining, and disinfecting,
Clean and shine and clean.
nothing outperforms us in the bathroom. Scrubbing Bubbles Bathroom Cleaner. We work hard, so you don't have to.
It's a way to be home for the holidays.
At Hardee's, we know how people look forward to the holidays. A time when old friends get together. A time of giving and receiving. And in this spirit, Hardee's has a gift for you. Right now, get an 8-piece Hardee pack for $6.99. And when you add any 2 large side dishes, we'll give you an exciting Home Alone 2 poster free. So hurry into Hardee's for your free Home Alone 2 posters.
Merry Christmas.
And join in the warmth of the season.
El zumo que dan las frutas es Casfruit. Casfruit es puro zumo 100% porque solo contiene el zumo que dan las frutas. Naranja, manzana, melocotón, piña y uva. Casfruit, puros zumos 100%. Y también en mini.
Hello, I'm Marty Stewart. Welcome to Time Life's Opry Video Classics. In this collection called Pioneers, we're going to present 15 artists whose music helped shape the sound and style of country music. Some of these stars' careers go back to the 20s and the 30s, and almost everyone was a member of the Grand Ole Opry. And it's fitting that most of these live performances were shot right here on the stage of the Ryman Auditorium, the mother church of country music, home of the Grand Ole Opry for over 30 years. Now, if you're talking country pioneers, you have to start with the Carter family. Their phenomenal success in the 20s and 30s earned them the title, the first family of country music. Original member Mother Maybelle joins her daughters Helen and Anita right here on the Carters' theme song, Keep on the Sunny Side. Another early Carter family recording, the Wabash Cannonball, became a hit for Roy Acuff in 1938 as well as his signature song. And although this performance is from 1965, Roy's in fine form, and this song features his longtime dobro player, bashful Brother Oswald. Oz was the cornerstone of the Acuff Smoky Mountain Boys sound, and for more than half a century, he played a major role in popularizing the dobro and country and bluegrass music. Some of the vintage footage here comes from a short-lived television show called the Purina Grand Ole Opry, broadcast on ABC in 1955 and 1956. Now, it ran only for 13 episodes, and we're delighted to share some of the finest moments. You'll see Ray Price sing Crazy Arms, the biggest hit of his career, and the song that established Ray's trademark honky-tonk sound. 2 of these performances are reminders of how popular Western music was at the time. The Sons of the Pioneers reprise their 1938 classic Tumblin' Tumbleweeds, and Eddie Arnold yodels his way through Cattle Call. We've also included Tex Ritter performing High Noon, the theme song from one of the greatest westerns, starring, of course, Mr. Gary Cooper. During the 50s and 60s, bluegrass was a vital part of country music, and this collection offers the two most important acts in bluegrass music history. Bill Monroe is rightfully called the father of bluegrass, and here Monroe with his Bluegrass Boys tear through Uncle Pen. And of course, bluegrass wouldn't sound like it does today if not for banjo great Earl Scruggs and his partner Lester Flatt, the man who gave me my first job on this very stage, on this very spot, when I was 13 years old. Lester and Earl were a part of Monroe's band in the mid.
Full of the season can wear a body down.
You need a place, an oasis, to bring yourself around.
Break from the pace, take 5 from the race. You know the one, McDonald's.
It's Holiday Shopper Survival Days at McDonald's. Take a break where the welcome's warm, the food's hot, and the service is fast.
McDonald's for food, folks, and fun.
It's Holiday Shopper Survival Days at McDonald's.
Located at Route 224 and South Avenue.
People of Earth, do not attempt to adjust your TV sets. We were microseconds away from vaporizing your planet when we discovered signs of a higher intelligence, a giant eagle. You Earthlings call them smart buys. Extra low prices on products that are smart for your health, smart for the environment, or priced so low not to buy them would be really dumb. And I guess you could say Giant Eagle saved your puny planet. I'm serious. We were this close.
Smart buys, savings of a higher intelligence.
Duracell last much longer than ordinary zinc-carbon batteries. But how much longer? Well, starting at Christmas and played with, on average, 1 hour every day, ordinary batteries will hardly see you into the new year, only 8 days later. While Duracell lasts up to 3 weeks, all the school holidays and well into the next term. Duracell. No ordinary battery looks like it or lasts like it.
In 1969, they tried again, sending 2 spacecraft with more powerful cameras. But the picture was the same.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Look at those little craters. This is a narrow-angle camera view, and the scale on that is approximately 50 miles, about 50 miles across the picture.
But besides cameras, the spacecraft carried a battery of instruments. They measured the atmosphere and found it was painfully thin, 100 times less than Earth. Any liquid waters would instantly boil away. Temperature readings suggested that the pole caps were not frozen water, but frozen carbon dioxide. Mars was even colder and more hostile than was thought. The scientists were disappointed, and there were political implications too.
We had already committed ourselves to first.
A new discotheque, exclusive for you and the person of your dreams, in the elegant suites of Executive Airport Hotel. Decorated in the styles of many countries, with a charming pool in every suite, private garage, and heart-shaped whirlpools. The ultimate fantasy in Florida, Executive Champagne Glass Whirlpool, in a 3 split-level suite for an unforgettable honeymoon. 6 acres with plenty of fantasy and privacy. Executive Airport Hotel, the best for you.
Mention welfare to 10 people and you'll get 10 reactions. There are those who think it provides a helping hand to people in need. And there are those who think it's a handout for people who won't help themselves. Now, we don't think the story of Daisy Fernandez will change your mind one way or the other. We just think that you'll find it incredible.
It's early one weekday in New York City. Everyone is at work. Everyone who has a job, that is. Many of those who can't find work or are unable to work come here to one of the state's welfare offices.
The money isn't much, but it can mean the difference between eating 2 and 3 meals a day. As they wait, many are comforted by the knowledge that at least one of them has gotten out of the welfare lines in a big way.
Daisy Fernandez.
Daisy Fernandez was born in Santo Domingo, lived in the ghettos of New York, was on welfare for over 11 years. Welfare for her was a most unhappy state. Daisy was receiving from welfare the sum of $5,000 a year. and having to support her and her children.
This is how Daisy used to buy her groceries with food stamps. She never had enough for anything more than the barest necessities.
But Daisy believed life had to get better. It certainly couldn't get much worse.
I think the people in warfare don't want to get out because they don't try to look for something good. I tried many times because I went to college to study, but every time that I start to study, something happened.
But Daisy believed in miracles. Every night, in the tiny apartment with the rent she could barely afford, she lit a candle. It was a symbol of her unshakable faith.
When I pray, I ask God every time to take me and my children out of this place because
you are my sunshine.
Help soothe your baby's cold with Johnson's Soothing Vapor Bath. The only baby bath enriched with rosemary, eucalyptus, and menthol. Add it to a warm bath and soon you'll both feel more comfortable. Johnson's Soothing Vapor Bath.
New Always Ultra is now quilted. With 6 times more absorbent protection than women normally need. New quilted Always Ultra. 6 times more protection. Being a girl just got better.
Out on the world premiere special, Rocco's Modern Christmas, Thursday at 7:30, 6:30 Central, only on Nickelodeon.
The Fisher-Price tournament table, pool, table tennis, glide hockey. Yes! What more could you ask for?
One more game.
From Fisher-Price.
Close your eyes and you walk. I see the wall. Come on and walk. Everybody walk. You just walk. Come on, let's walk. Here's a dance that you can do. You just walk. Oh, you walk. Come on and walk. Everybody walk. You just walk. Come on, let's walk.
American Express Small Business Services. How can I help you?
How can I help you?
Right. We only work with small businesses.
Why don't we start with your cash flow?
And our equipment financing plan will help spread out the payments.
That'll definitely give you more flexibility.
How about setting up a line of credit?
We can do that.
Then I'll put you in touch with one of our CPAs so you can start getting ready for tax time.
We can always make adjustments when your situation changes.
Call 1-800-SUCCESS to find out how American Express Small Business Services can help you do more.
They began bargaining. You know, as a former operative of the Soviet intelligence, I can't imagine myself bargaining with a US congressman about payment. But they did it, and they actually agreed on $1,250 a month.
For that price, Representative Dickstein tries to provide anything the Soviets might be interested in.
We have a list of various items he passed, which would have been including government internal budgets on how much the U.S. was spending on military issues. There are a whole bunch of government documents that he is supposed to have passed, according to the files.
But in this pre-World War II period, the Russians want Dickstein to investigate anti-Soviet groups in the United States.
Dickstein was much happier spying on fascist groups or on monarchist groups for them. One of the things about the Soviet intelligence is they never stopped focusing on the tiniest of the remaining monarchist groups supporting a restoration of the monarchy in the Soviet Union, nor did they stop focusing on Leon Trotsky's supporters, also a small band, even after they had assassinated Trotsky.
Russian intelligence recognizes a golden opportunity when it learns that Dickstein's temporary anti-fascist committee will gain permanent congressional status as a standing committee. In what must rank as one of the boldest and most ambitious espionage ideas of the 20th century, Moscow directs Dickstein to gain control of the committee so he can use.
This machine tells if you're a good guy or a bad guy.
How?
All good guys drink Wilkins instant coffee.
Hey, look who's here!
Welcome back, Joe.
Hi, G.
You've been away long. Your friends are all here, but something feels wrong. There's someone you're missing. Where can she be? Now is the time for gallows champagne.
Gail?
It's been a long time, Joe.
Yeah, it has.
A sharply glanced moment.
I've missed you.
The memories flow.
I missed you.
Now that you found her,
You look terrific.
don't let her go. Ah, the joy of sharing mellow wine.
When are you leaving?
I'm not.
Share the joy of gallow wine.
Breakfast is served.
Ooh, Honey Nut Cheerios. It's Wednesday, but you can't beat me to the sweet taste of nuts and honey. Oh, I bet I can.
It's a race for the taste of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Part of this complete breakfast.
I win.
Yeah, but losing.
Whoa!
Never tasted so sweet.
So where's the bee? You can look real hard and he'll magically appear in these 3D pictures on the back of marked boxes of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
But where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely? Rusty is a family guy. Lefty is a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and cry. He's a family guy.
Yeah! It's the Fruit Abominable Snowman's icy fortress.
Wow, he never shares.
Get away from my delicious Fruit Loops, or I'll...
Oh, that's cold. He's gaining on us. Use the secret weapon.
Thanks, doggies!
Kellogg's Fruit Loop cereal, part of this balanced breakfast. You're on a roll. Just follow your nose.
For the fruity taste that shows.
It's a simple layout, but it's effective. Whoa!
Coming up next, the Powerpuff Girls Music Marathon continues, followed by Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater, right here on Cartoon Network.
'Twas the Friday before Christmas, and all through the set, the cartoons were dancing, you bet. And what were they gearing up for this good night? The specialist of specials. 'Twill be quite a sight. Please join us for a very Cartoon Fridays holiday special. This Friday at 7, only right here on Cartoon Network.
A complete breakfast with sweet fruity tricks.
Wow, Trixland! Giant puffs, raspberry red, lemony yellow, orangey orange, grapey purple. What's this? Zillions of rabbits eating tricks? Hello! For me, at last, sweet fruity tricks.
Will the rabbit really get to eat tricks?
NBC's Movie of the Week returns following these messages.
This Halloween, capture your ghosts and goblins on genuine Kodak film from Thrifty. Whether it's print, slide, or movie film, Kodak is the choice of professionals. Thrifty carries a full line of Kodak film, including C126-24 exposure, C110 and C135 24 exposure in regular and high-speed print film, KR135 36 exposure slide film, and Super 8 movie film. Remember, the sharper you want your memories, the more you need Kodak film and Thrifty.
But of all the New Year celebrations and festivities, the Taiwanese keep the best for last. To the Taiwanese, it is during the Lantern Festival, the 15th day of the new year, when the festive mood reaches its climax. Overall, the Lantern Festival costs Taiwan nearly $1 million. Lanterns represent brilliance, and Taiwanese carry them during this time so the luminescence will guide them to heaven. The day is also referred to as Chinese Valentine's Day, and singles gather to play matchmaking games with lanterns to determine who will be their lover.
When the lanterns are released, it's such a peaceful sight. At that moment, I wish that the world would be united in peace and harmony.
March takes us to 3 festivities in New Zealand. First up, Zay Harding travels to Masterton for the International Gold Sheep Shearing Festival.
Competitors, get set, go!
New Zealanders are renowned as the world's top shearers. The best, like 5 times world champion David Fagan, can shear up to an incredible 700 sheep in a 9-hour day. That's one every 45 seconds.
No, I'm not only the heckler president, I'm also a client. If your hair is thinning like mine was, call now for your free video.
The first thing my wife said when she saw it, that I looked 10 years younger. That was the first words out of her mouth. Not hello, not hi.
I feel good about myself when I get up in the morning. It's easy to maintain and manage.
So call now for your free video on hair club's developments in dealing with thinning hair. To help our clients, see how this free video can help you too.
A://
Edit a colon?
No, edit A colon. A colon.
A colon.
The letter A.
You do not have enough conventional memory free.
I have had in my life a number of pleasant experiences. The earliest one, when I was a kid, I invented a problem for myself, the sum of the powers of the integers. And in trying to get the formula for it, I developed a certain set of numbers that formula for which I couldn't get. And I discovered later that those were known as the Bernoulli numbers, and discovered in 1739. So I was up to 1739 when I was about 14, you see. And then a little later, I discovered something. I find out I invented a thing called, which we now call operate a calculus, and that was invented in 1890 something. You see, I was inventing things that came later and later. But the moment when I began to realize that I was now working on something new was when I read about quantum electrodynamics at the time, and I read a book and I learned about it. For example, I read Dirac's book, and he had these problems that nobody knew how to solve. They were described there. I couldn't understand the book.
From carbo loading before a race. Well, contrary to popular belief, this is the proper way to eat throughout your training and year-round. 70% of your diet should be carbohydrates. That means eating a lot of pasta and grains, fruits, and vegetables. And no matter what you're eating, never try new foods or change your eating habits the week before a race.
This River Run training tip has been brought to you by AvMed, the health improvement company and proud sponsor of the 1993 AvMed River Fun Run for kids.
What do you think they'd find inside it?
Outer space.
Whoops. Sorry.
Let us not be afraid to map the chaos inside. Let us create a map.
A friendly game, that's what we've got. So grab a cup and fill it up while the butternut's piping hot. Ask the man who drinks it black, he's sure to recommend butternut, the coffee with that big, big blend, a big, big blend.
Per second, or over 1 million pot stickers every day.
They are then pinched with stainless steel fingers to mimic the look and feel of a dumpling that was made by hand. The pot stickers then head to the freeze process to lock in the freshness.
This is the spiral freezer, which preserves the products so that they are wholesome and great tasting for our consumers. In this freezer, we maintain the temperature at -14 degrees Fahrenheit. The product resides in here, moving up the spiral for a period of 23 minutes, at which time it is completely frozen and ready for our bagging and packaging operation to ship to our consumers.
This American phenomenon of buy now, eat later allows highly perishable foods to be distributed all over the world without compromising its freshness or taste for months to come. The frozen food industry can be credited to New York taxidermist Clarence Birdseye, whose 1923 quick freeze method revolutionized food in the U.S. This technique works by quickly exposing foods to extremely low temperatures. In accelerating the freeze time, fewer ice crystals form, which can damage tissue structure. As a result, the fresh taste remains until the consumer is ready to eat. The frozen pot stickers work their way over to the weighing and packaging area. An elaborate system of computerized scales is used to weigh out 1 bag of pot stickers. They pass through several weigh buckets in order to wean down any excess pieces. Once the buckets approve the weight, the pot stickers are combined for a final portion calculation, then dropped into the bag. At this rate, the packaging line seals over 52,000 bags a day.
This is Tamara Russo. She works in a hospital. A few weeks ago, she got drunk and stole a knapsack from a bus station. Now she's facing trial for her crime. An extraordinary look inside the Soviet justice system. Watch the trial of Tamara Russo, next on Comrades, a special Frontline series.
Premier, in a world that's losing its head, a lager that doesn't.
Whose idea was this, anyway?
This holiday season, give him the first triple blade razor. Mach 3, new from Gillette.
数字をヒントに隠された絵を解き明かすピクチャークロスワード。それがピクロス。テトリスを超える面白さ。ゲームボーイソフトマリオのピクロス。スーパーゲームボーイならカラーでピクロス。
あ、ゲームボーイブロス。君は何色？あ、新しい。
世界デザイン営業開始。昭和シェル石油。
あ、綺麗。
世界デザイン営業開始。昭和シェル石油。
ねえ、今日何にする？何食べたい？
ちらし寿司ならこの寿司太郎。具を 30% 増量。うまいチラシは具で選ぶ。おいしい。長谷園の新寿司太郎。
よそ行ってもいっぱい食べんなよ。
この放送は清潔で美しく健やかな毎日を目指す花王味一筋長谷園。
You can jump on one of the many convenient trams.
Given the relative mayhem and dirt up above here, you'd never guess that there's a modern, efficient surprise below. Designed by the Russians, built by the Europeans. So clean and efficient, it feels like Tokyo.
Calcutta was founded by the East India Company, who set up a trading post here in 1690. Everybody has their own image of Calcutta. Most of the time the city is twinned with endemic poverty, homelessness and beggars at traffic lights. But whatever you may think, Calcuttans call their home the City of Joy. After all, the city has bred poets, painters and even saints. Imelda Sheenan first came to Calcutta to work for Mother Teresa in 1987. She is now a volunteer for the Don Bosco Foundation, which gives a fresh start to some of the thousands of street children in the city.
What's their reality like on the streets?
On the streets, it's tough for the kids. A lot of the times, first of all, the police beat them. They're very afraid of the police. They have no parents. They fend for themselves. They're given no love.
Okay, hello, children.
25 boys live at the Don Bosco Children's Home, where Imelda works. The boys are encouraged to do the basics for themselves, things like keeping clean, clothed and fed. Every day, 2 or 3 of them cook for the whole household. They also get the chance to do some of the things most kids take for granted.
They've never colored before. They've never had a home. They've never had a place where they can actually sit, play with other boys and feel safe.
There may be 200,000 street children in Calcutta, but at least some of them...
CBS Friday. Don't miss the new drama critics call mesmerizing and addictive.
Where are my parachutes?
See what all the talk's about. And all new now and again. CBS Friday.
Catch Ricky Martin in his first ever network special. CBS Friday, November 26th.
Zartan, from the League of the Dark Worlds. The Count has created a weapon so vast, so huge, that it would take a whole planet to conceal it. You must sail through the haunted stars, find the Count's secret planet and destroy it.
Do you like what you see? Good. Because it's not me. It's a recording of me on Memorex videotape. This remarkable tape has been recorded and re-recorded 100 times, but I bet you still couldn't tell if it was Memorex or me, which really isn't me. It's Memorex. Memorex videotape. Even after 100 recordings, you'll wonder, is it live or is it Memorex?
Banker is America's largest full-service real estate company. And these days, you don't get bigger unless you do it better. Coldwell Banker, the home sellers, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
Twilight Zone, you've got to admit that.
I love Twilight Zone.
Next at the movies, a little shorter odyssey. We're going to go from New York to Ohio to Florida.
So what does the quarterback do when he becomes the defense?
What?
What does the quarterback do when his team becomes the defense?
Stranger Than Paradise, and it's one of the most delightful films of the year, a real discovery. The movie's about a Hungarian who moved to New York about 12 years ago, and immediately this guy is turned into a clone of the Bowery Boys. He looks a little bit like Huntz Hall in some scenes. He talks tough, he hangs out at the racetrack, and he lives in an apartment that looks like an unmade bed, which means it looks just like he looks. And then he has an unexpected visitor from the old country, his girl cousin from Hungary, a teenager. And here's a scene from one of her first nights in America.
You sure you don't want a TV dinner?
Yes, I'm not hungry. Why is it called TV dinner?
You're supposed to eat it while you watch TV. Television.
I know what a TV is. Where does that meat come from?
What do you mean?
What does that meat come from?
I guess it comes from a cow.
From a cow? It doesn't even look like meat.
Hey, let's stop bugging me. You know, this is where we eat in America. I got my meat, I got my potatoes, I got my vegetables, I got my dessert, and I don't even have to wash the dishes.
The promised land.
Right.
What happens next is that the cousin goes out to Ohio to visit her aunt, and then the hero's best friend says he misses this girl. He kind of has a crush on her. So the two guys head out to Ohio. They visit the aunt and the girl. Then they take the cousin to Florida, where there's a surprise ending that works like clockwork, and it's funny and perfect both at once.
Hotter than ever from Worlds of Wonder.
Drugs. Every year they claim thousands of lives. Each year more young people like yourselves become involved in drugs. And each year, many of those young people end up like this. Drugs are dangerous. Drugs can kill. Don't mess with them. At best, you'll live to regret it. And worst, you won't live.
Singing, and Cass was singing along with them, and I thought she was part of the group.
So we went to see Lou Adler, and I remember this distinctly. We had to convince Cass to come with us. And she said, well, I'll sing for the audition, but I'm not going to sing with you guys. And we said, okay, well, just come with us and sing for Lou. And the next day, he said, we sang everything. We sang the first album to him, basically. And he said, why don't you guys come back tomorrow at around 3? And we went back there. They had contracts all over the floor. And you've never seen a girl pull out a pen faster than Cass Elliot. She was all of a sudden a job, a real paying job. Okay, she was a member of the Mamas and the Papas as of that moment.
He says, well, do you guys have any money? No, they were broke. He says, well, maybe you can sing background vocals on McGuire's album here and to get some money till we can cut your album. And I'd heard California Dreamin', and I loved it, and so I recorded it. And they did all the background vocals on it.
And I remember Lou took John out into the hallway down at Western Studios, and he said, we're not giving this to Barry. He says, this is a hit. This is not Barry's. He says, this is yours.
The Mamas and Papas version of California Dreaming was released. It was about to become a huge hit.
We were driving up Laurel Canyon in our 1959 Buick convertible, and it came on, you know, da 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 da. We were howling all the way up to the top of Laurel Canyon.
And I didn't know till years later, until I got a CD, and I put the CD in. It was my son's CD player, and one track wasn't working, and only the left channel was working. And I heard my voice on the track. They didn't quite erase it all, and I heard, as I said, all the leaves, and then it's gone. And I went, that's my track. They used my track, and they never paid me for it.
While the Mamas and Papas were having their first hit,
he started picking on my mom and calling her a witch in a bath.
Okay, and you tried to stop him. Okay, does he live here in this house with you, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Just hang on a second. We'll get on the unit here. Okay, as I remember, your brother is probably about 5'8", maybe 155 pounds. He's not a real big guy. Do you want him removed from the house?
Yeah.
It's a wild. In other words, bow and arrow making struck me as rather an interesting.
No.
Is this person living?
No.
Was this person an American?
No.
No. Was it a woman?
No.
Oh, skullduggery, eh? A dead fella.
Yes?
Was he, you said he was not an American, didn't you?
All right, I have to help you. I didn't want to. The lady's name represents a thing.
Oh.
Take it from there.
I got to take a whole new tack. Jerry, you can plow right in fresh and strong.
Oh, you're a thing.
Yes.
A southern thing. Let's see. You're not American, you're a dead man, and you're a thing. No, you're a thing, Jerry. I had to help Mayor there. Oh, I see. Go ahead. Are you a dead soldier? A thing. Why do you keep prompting me? Meredith said that.
I was thinking of
Are you a thing that you... It's my turn, Meredith. Meredith, time off on table 8. Come. Are you a thing that's useful around the house?
Yes.
Are you useful in any particular room?
No.
Just around the house. Do you have a useful function such as a piece of furniture?
No.
30 seconds left. All right, Joan.
Are you something small?
Yes.
Something that could be held in the hand?
Yes.
Are you something that is ever worn?
No.
It might have been at one time, but is not today.
Might have been worn at one time?
At one time, years ago.
Is there something that might have been alive at one time?
Yes.
Is it in the animal family?
No.
Something alive that isn't... Is it in the human family?
No.
No.
Well, that would be animal, too.
See, I hate to do this because you're really going very well. I'm going to have to call time. I'm Probably awfully a vegetable. Huh? It's of the fruit family, the nut family. This lady's name is Hazelnut. Hazelnut. And I'll bet you just get kidded the life out of it.
Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive? T'as mal aux dents? Non, non, c'est rien, c'est mes gencives. Fais gaffe, c'est sérieux les gencives. Regarde, c'est là, entre la dent et la gencive, que les bactéries attaquent. Et qu'est-ce que tu fais, toi? Moi, je me brosse régulièrement les dents avec un dentifrice pour les gencives. Tous les gencives. Ça chasse les bactéries et mes gencives c'est du béton.
Tony Gencil, certifié par l'Association dentaire française.
Betty?
Number 3, for the time that you were there, did you have very much daylight?
There was about 3 months of total darkness.
And
the rest of the time it was partly light.
Number 2, when it was light, what time of year was that?
Well, that'd be early winter and the late winter.
Number 1, this was quite an honor to be chosen from all those Boy Scouts, and we're proud of whichever one of you it is. What was the purpose of the experiment?
Well, the purpose of the experiment is, of course, to see whether man can survive in Arctic conditions on a year-round basis with an eye in the future toward having a year-round scientific base.
Number 2, as an Eagle Scout,
right, that's
can
all.
you fly?
As an Eagle Scout or anything else, we can't do anything but go right now to the compilation of our ballots. So will you kindly, without consultation, panel, mark your ballots and vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Team of challengers, as is our custom, of course, will receive $250 for every incorrect vote.
Puts the wiggle in a cup.
Did that wobble? Did that wiggle?
Nothing has the fruity wiggles and genuine jiggles of Jell-O gelatin.
Now that Jell-O put the wiggle in a cup.
7 days, the leading antiseptic couldn't heal this finger, but this one healed with #1 doctor-recommended Neosporin. Testing shows that Neosporin helps wounds heal faster. Neosporin, for faster healing, it's the one. Years.
It's cold. I think he's dead. Mom?
Imagine a day without allergies, without sinus pressure, headache, and pain. Make it happen with Benadryl Allergy Sinus Headache. Unlike the leading prescription allergy medicines that don't have a pain reliever, Benadryl Allergy Sinus Headache gives you maximum strength sinus pain relief, plus the allergy relief of Benadryl's histamine blocker. Imagine life without allergies and sinus pain with Benadryl.
Super, down low, snaps his wrist behind him, takes the lead by 3 pins. Now he puts Janelle in a position that he's familiar with, under the gun, as he slowly resets himself. Janelle, for some reason, feeling a little bit of interference. The cameraman, or someone, not one of ours, moved behind a screen down there.
That's always a nice disclaimer. It's true, though. It was a still photographer. I have a screen down there with openings, so it doesn't show body movement. One got just a little overeager.
Janelle going at a 193 pace, Thompson 196. Match is still up for grabs.
2, and the sleeper 8.
Don Janello's personality doesn't really dictate, Chris, him being upset by a small thing like this. As you see the ball sliding by the head pin, leaving the difficult double with 2-8 spare. He needs to convert this by 3 pins, still give himself the chance to win the match.
Sleeper.
Trouble.
Oh. All right. Putting up that safe sign, I guess. Spare in the 9th frame. Now, Janello has the pressure on.
Looks at the scoreboard, which is off the side. Automatic scores used here at Ducat's Imperial Lanes. Our scoreboard there on your screen tells the story. Janello trails by just 3 pins. He needs to throw another clutch double to have a chance to win this match against Thompson. 10th frame.
Left the 4.
Gave it a good go, but the left-hand lane's been jumping high up towards that split zone. Janello with a good shot. Doesn't get the strike. He has a potential 192. He'll force Thompson to mark and get a good count in the 10th.
Some consolation to the loser here in the semifinal match. 15,000, but the winner can...
Hello, I'm Cricket, the new disposable butane lighter by Gillette. Oh, I'm good for thousands of lights, so I last for months. Cricket by Gillette. Try me.
Honey, what's going on down there?
Wake up and smell the action.
Devil May Cry.
Rated M for mature.
Only from Capcom.
Looks good enough to eat, but is it? 48 Hours tests the foods you eat. Is your food safe? A 48 Hours investigation, Wednesday.
When we go through the cell block on, come on out of your cells, fellas. We want to ask you some questions. Have you ever lied to the police? How many inmates admitted they have lied to the police?
Well, first of all, I think probably anybody that's ever been stopped for a traffic ticket has probably lied to the police.
Speak for yourself, Brian.
I have never, of course. However, that's going to be 82.
82.
Have lied to the police.
What do you think, Lynn?
Hey, these guys are not in prison for telling the truth. These guys are in prison because they were in trouble, and they always want to get out of it, and to get out of it, you got to lie, so that number's higher.
You're going higher than 82. Like, just because we are who we are, these guys told us the truth, right? Can't lie to these guys from card sharks. They'll knuckle you up, I'll tell you. The actual number of inmates who have lied to the police is 83. It is higher by 1. By 1. Okay, Lynn, here's your card. Take a look at it. You got a 10.
Let's go lower.
She goes lower than a 10. We've got a king. That's the second time that's happened to you. The second time. Brian, free shot from right here. You got a 9.
Gonna go lower.
He goes lower than a 9. We've got a 6. Let's
go higher.
Goes higher than a 6. We've got a king.
Lower.
This may happen. Boat. We've got a boat.
Yeah.
Prize goes on his side of the board. Here comes Susanna with that boat. That's going on your side of the board. We're playing off the king, and you're telling me...
Still going lower.
Lower than a king. Here it is, a 7.
Let's freeze.
He freezes on the 7. He freezes on the 7, protects his position, and we go on again, and this question is for Lynn. And this is our audience poll question. We've got 10 gentlemen with us who are professional models. Come on up, fellas. Handsome guys, rugged-looking guys. Here we go, Lynn. Before the show, we asked these 10 male models, do you take more than an hour getting ready in the morning? How many of these 10 models said they do take more than an hour getting ready? It takes me more than an hour to wake up.
Robert jumps in and out of the shower. Let's see. They look great, but it just doesn't take guys so long, an hour. I'd say maybe 5 of them.
Going 5. Brian, what do you think? Higher or lower?
No, nowadays there's like that natural look where...
Enemies?
It looks like it might be a Gundam, sir.
Gundam Wing will return in a moment.
Princess Ayaka, heir to the throne of Jirai. She chose to stay with Tenchi and show him his destiny. Marrying her, of course. Tenchi Muyo, tonight at 6. Love stinks. Only Toonami.
For beauty and design, secret
for privacy and charm. Figured glass for elegance and style.
Figured glass from Janata.
Animal. All right.
Giraffe.
Yeah.
I didn't see
Never saw an actor look like a giraffe.
No.
Never did, and I'm delighted.
I didn't see him do anything, did you?
No, but it just happened over the face. There came that expression.
Yeah, he had a giraffe look. We'd like you to see it at home. The ladies can win on this.
The password is frame.
10 points. Mary will give you the game.
Picture. Ow. Want me to do it again?
No. Just say it again.
Picture frame.
No, it was just that you just always use your hands like this. All right, so you won $100, right or wrong. All right. 1 minute to play the lightning round in now. Here you go. Here's the first word. Lucy. All right, ready? Start the clock.
Wreck. Small. Yacht. Smaller. Boat.
Yes.
Bed. Mattress. Cover. Spread. White. Linen. Sheet.
Yes.
Mouth. Tongue.
Yes.
Liquor. Drunk. Slang. Booze.
Yes.
Low. High.
Yes. Very good. Look what you did. You did it in 28 seconds.
I wanted to break Peter Lawford's record.
Well, you've got it under the magic 30. That's 28 seconds. That's not bad. Mary Wicks, you have $350, and I think you can keep it.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going to pass it out to the audience.
Gail Gordon, you have $250, and thank you for playing Password with us, and good luck to you all. Well, thank you.
Tradition tells of a Pils lager and of a silent messenger's timeless search, his quest, that lager, the lager of Lamont. For a strong Pils with a taste beyond time, smoothness beyond dreams. Seek out the lager of Lamont.
Do you check the telephone directory for dialing information?
No.
People who don't use directories just blow up sometimes.
Oh, that's a lot of...
See what I mean?
Cool. Momson, quick, wrap them back up.
With Duck Brand one-touch tape, you can tape things with one hand. Just roll on and lift to cut any length you need.
Not since the days of Little Richard had the charts seen so much flamboyant showbiz glitter. Even hardened old veterans like the Rolling Stones jumped on the bandwagon. By June 1974, Bowie was ready for something new, another assault on America.
I'm an alligator. Oh, mama, papa, calling for you. How was the space invading? I'll be a rock and roll bitch for you. Keep your mouth shut.
For his Diamond Dogs tour across the United States, out went the makeup and stockings, and in came nicely cut soul boy suits.
I started writing songs city by city. The one that I immediately remember, of course, is Gene Genie, was definitely out of Detroit and focused around Iggy, an Iggy-type character, to be fully fair. It wasn't actually Iggy. But I wanted a new music, some more musical texture to go into it. And again, jazz was kind of rearing its head. And the juxtaposition of somebody who was right out of left field jazz, working with what we were doing, which was fairly conventional rock and roll, was really kind of interesting.
When I played the tune Time during the Diamond Dogs tour, it was a very theatrical tour, and the band was actually in the pit. It was very much like taking a musical Broadway on the road, a show on the road. And it had a 1920s and 30s setting feel, and I played like a swing-style piano, stride music it was called, in fact, with avant-garde touching. So you'll hear it was something like this.
KFC's original recipe whole chicken is delivered fresh, and then it's carefully prepared fresh for you in the 11 secret herbs and spices. How do I know all this? I'm the cook here. There's one of us in every KFC. Bringing you the freshest value in fast food with the unbeatable feast from KFC. Dinner for $5, just $3 each. 10 pieces of fresh original recipe chicken, 2 large mashed potatoes and gravy, 1 large coleslaw, and 5 biscuits. Dinner for $3 a person.
People are dropping everything, taking sick days from work and getting on planes to come out and ride this thing.
You've worked hard for 18 months straight, killing yourself, day in, day out, sleepless nights and all that. And on a day like today, when it's all coming in and people are riding your ride, it's the big relief and it's the big excitement at the same time.
X changes everything. X makes all other rides seem obsolete. Every other park is going to seem like yesterday's park unless they get a ride like this.
Other people, right?
Absolutely. What you can do is, as I noted, you have 6 players in your party when you're playing Baldur's Gate. What you can do is if you join a multiplayer game, then you make 1 character, or 2 characters, or 3 characters. You join up with somebody else who has a number of characters as well. And then you fill up the party of 6 that you could have in the single-player game. So you can have any numbers up to 6 actually play within a game, and then they proceed throughout the story, just like you would if you were playing the single-player game.
All right, Chris, you've already got a sequel to the original Baldur's Gate, don't you?
Yeah, well, it's not really a sequel so much as an expansion story.
Okay.
What we have is Tales of the Sword Coast, which we released earlier this year, and it actually plugs straight into the Baldur's Gate game world just to make it bigger, give you more stuff to do in the game.
All right, now you've developed this great game engine for Baldur's Gate. You're going to take that engine and apply it to other games, other play environments?
Yeah, absolutely. The developer who actually created Baldur's Gate, BioWare Corp., has actually allowed us to license the engine from them, and at Black Isle Studios, which is my division at Interplay, we're actually working on 2 other titles. One is Planescape Torment, which is set in another advanced Dungeons & Dragons world, and then we've just announced a new one, which is Icewind Dale, which is in the same world as Baldur's Gate, but a completely separate game from that.
All right, Chris, thank you, and let's thank the folks from WinTech for providing that Ultimate Edge PC so we can have Baldur's Gate really looking at its best.
Thank you.
All right, well, a few minutes ago we showed you Sega's new Dreamcast game console. At the moment, Sega has the next generation of game technology to itself, but this won't last long, for coming out next year is the much-awaited Sony PlayStation 2. It is incredible. Here's a sneak preview of what you'll be able to buy in September 2000.
The new Sony PlayStation 2 was shown publicly for the first time at the Tokyo Game Show, held in Japan in mid-September. The crowds were huge as Sony showed off what it calls its entry into the new digital millennium. The console itself looks like a DVD set-top box, and in fact, the PlayStation 2 is much more than a game console. It plays video games, but it's also a full DVD playback machine, capable of playing music and movies. The box also comes with a built-in modem.
To gauge Soviet missile strength, Eisenhower pinned hopes on a new technology, a spy satellite. It would cover more territory than the U-2, and after Sputnik, no one could object to overflights from space. But the program was off to a painfully slow start.
There were a lot of failures, but he was very steadfast. He said, we're going to stick with this. He was convinced that it was going to be successful. And he saw it as necessary because he thought the time of the U-2 was bound to run out.
At the Skunk Works, Kelly Johnson learned that U-2 pilots were also getting nervous. Intelligence reports indicated that the Russian SAMs, or surface-to-air missiles, might soon be able to reach their U-2.
I thought that, hey, they're going to push this thing right to the bitter end. They lose one, that'll end the whole program.
And that's the way I kind of accepted that. That hopefully it will not be me.
Eisenhower grew increasingly reluctant to provoke the Russians with U-2 flights. Instead, he wanted to improve relations. In the fall of 1959, he got his chance.
Russia's first family, wife, 2 daughters, and a son are in the party of Nikita S. Khrushchev, the 65-year-old Soviet premier who becomes the first head of a Kremlin government to visit the United States.
Khrushchev had come to America. His trip marked the beginning of détente.
Her husband wears a black suit with 3 decorations.
There were plans for a summit in Paris to discuss a nuclear test ban treaty. There was even talk of the Eisenhowers visiting Moscow afterwards.
The two of them do very well together. Eisenhower is invited by Khrushchev to come to the Soviet Union, bring his family. He says, we're going to bring more Eisenhowers than you've ever seen. I mean, this is a huge success.
But as the two leaders arrived at the president's weekend getaway for private talks, the one subject not yet covered was the U-2.
Eisenhower figured that if Khrushchev was going to complain about the U-2, this was going to be the time.
Operation! Is it water on the knee? Operation! It's a whole bucket, see? Operation! A Charlie horse, it's true!
Remove the pieces and collect your fee, but don't touch the sides. Batteries not included.
Operation!
Peterborough, Ontario, you lucky little city. You get to eat dishes like the homemade pimento patty melt at 2 Dishes Cook Shop. You know what? I'm kind of hungry. I might need more than 2 dishes. You gotta eat here.
Comfort food, but then pushed to the extreme. Size is overwhelming. She gets you before you even taste the food.
Chicken and waffles up?
Not only do you get delicious chicken and waffles, but then you get a bed of mac and cheese.
Yeah. It's got a little sweet, it's got a little savory. Oh my God, I'm drooling.
Everything is fresh. Everything is homemade, from the ketchup to the...
Homemade pickles. In the fall, you'll get pumpkin and things like that in it.
Smoked bologna up.
I don't think too many people have had fried bologna, but when you have the smoked fried bologna, it's just a great taste.
Oh my God.
Chicken and biscuits up?
I've never seen a chicken and biscuits like this.
It's true. Delicious homemade biscuit, roasted chicken.
So right there, that's very different, unusual. Like
I think so.
Nothing too fancy.
But that's a lie. You do some fancy stuff.
A little fancy. We're making chicken and biscuits.
Okay.
Roast chicken. First, we're just gonna put a little bit of oil on it.
This is a vegetable oil?
Yep. Thyme, lemon zest, black pepper, salt. Fresh thyme just underneath the skin. 375-degree oven for 50 minutes.
Oh, beautiful.
Put the skin and bones in one, and then we're gonna put the meat in this bowl.
What's next?
Sambal.
So this is the chicken gravy that you made?
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna add some things to it. Some kale and some peas and corn chicken. If you wanna butter that cheddar and herb biscuit, just throw it on the flat top.
Okay.
And then we can add some oil into the pan.
What kind of veggies are you using now?
Red pepper, there's yellow pepper, there's Brussels sprouts, zucchini, peas, ready to plate. Mashed potatoes down first. A little bit of Italian parsley and rosemary.
Oh, jeez.
Little biscuit for you.
A little
biscuit. A baby biscuit. Chicken and gravy.
Okay.
And then, are you hungry?
Yes.
Come on, you can do it.
So much food.
I have faith. Finish it with house-made chili sauce. Pea shoots on top. This is our chicken and biscuit.
A layer of potatoes packed with vegetables.
And the chicken is moist and succulent.
Love when you mix those fresh veggies right in there. Chicken is just so perfectly roasted. And it's just a beautiful looking dish. You get that biscuit soaked in with that gravy, but it's still got a nice bite to it.
Keep its texture.
It does keep its texture.
I kind of think of it like a...
You're watching NBC's exclusive coverage of the Macy's 60th Thanksgiving Day Parade with a lineup that includes Sawyer Brown, Phyllis Diller, and the Rockettes.
We'll race a brief, and no one can deny. They'll make them history, and always have an alibi. So join in the jubilee. The cats are great, they'll all agree. You'll find in each calamity the cat's superiority.
Stories from the pages of time.
Stories of triumph and tragedy, adventure and achievement, as we go in search of history. Discover the home of ancient prophecy, where philosophers and kings came to learn their fate. A shrine so powerful that it influenced the destiny of the Western world.
Two timeouts remaining, and 1:16 left to go first half, leading by 3, 10-7 from their own 30-yard line. And now we can watch the hottest arm in the West go to work. Dan Fouts. Offensive line giving him all the time in the world. He was throwing this away over the head of Pete Holahan. But that offensive line gave him all the time in the world, but the secondary of the Seahawks had excellent coverage of the receiver.
Charlie, one of the ways that you measure a quarterback as a defensive lineman is you want to test his courage. And you do that in part by seeing if you can intimidate him. And the great quarterbacks will stand in there and take every possible second they can take, knowing that they're going to take the hit. Fouts is a very courageous quarterback. He'll take the shots, and he's got the body to prove it, I'm afraid.
That's right, he does. Second and 10 from the 30. The handoff is to Jackson. Jackson to the 33. It'll be third down and 7, and Jacob Green cut his legs out from under him. 1 minute and counting.
Interesting call, and certainly not characteristic of the defense. I think they were hoping to cross up the secondary. With all those defensive backs in there, you'd like to run on a few obvious passing situations, burst it back into the secondary, and hope you can make big yardage.
Third down and 7.
How many they got in there, Charlie? I don't see any linebackers, do you? Looks like all defensive backs, 3 linemen.
3 linemen, 8 defensive backs. Joyner showing motion. Going deep, Duckworth. Intercepted by John Harris. Second interception for the Seahawks.
What's interesting about Harris is that he's playing with a cast on that right hand, Charlie. Didn't expect to be able to catch quite as comfortably as that, but did a good job of timing that pass. And there's a big payoff. Tom Catlin's defense.
It's more effective than the leading men's deodorant. It's been proven better in clinical tests at blocking odor. It's Old Spice Fast Track Wide Deodorant. It blocks odor better.
Tiny Toon Adventures, here's Dizzy Devil.
Dizzy need to stop first.
He's very wild.
Now need party.
A little out of control. And you never know what he'll say next.
Walls in the mall are tiddly tall.
He's just one of the crazy new friends you'll meet as Steven Spielberg presents Tiny Toon Adventures, a brand new TV show this fall.
Tune in Monday at 7:30. It's on Fox 47.
Candy, party decorations, masks, costumes, makeup. Everything you need for Halloween fun now at Walgreens.
Ever hear of a gift certificate that turns into a soft drink? Oh, it can happen this Halloween. When you give out McDonald's Halloween gift certificates, kids take them to McDonald's and they get a McDonald's soft drink. Oh, a book of 20 Halloween gift certificates costs only $1. And can turn into 20 regular soft drinks. It must be the magic of Halloween.
Nobody can do it like McDonald's can.
Nobody.
Why are you putting that piece of string for? Did you ever try pushing it? Time to get all round.
Mind if I change, Colin?
3 pints of cooking and a pint of Guinness, please.
Pushing it.
Pushing what then? Fella on rid of the piece of string. On the word. I think what? No, he had.
At a certain point in the evening, some men like to change to a beer that tastes a bit different. Our beer. If you're one of these people, you might like to try starting the evening with a pint of Guinness. You'll be a hard man to please after that.
Fun-saver camera that's waterproof. I dive into the water, go where no camera oughta. I can get great shots when I'm wet. The Kodak Fun Saver camera. Here to save the day.
The gearbox steps it up from about 1 revolution to 70 revolutions and puts it on the output shaft of the gearbox, going into the generator here, which then produces power. The generator operates between about 850 to 1400 RPMs.
From the generator, the electric current travels down the tower to underground transmission lines and into the power grid. The main challenge for wind power is the fact that the wind is not blowing at all sites at all times. The solution is to diversify the locations of wind turbines and guide the turbines to the wind. Computer controls can turn the entire turbine up to 360 degrees to catch the prevailing wind. These controls also direct individual blades to pitch into optimum wind position.
Each axis can operate independently of each other. All the blades pitch to the same degree that they're told to pitch to and maintain that. Each turbine will come online on its own. It doesn't need any human interface to do it.
Technicians are needed to perform maintenance on the turbine and to change a light bulb on occasion. Those with a fear of heights need not apply.
I have the benefit of having probably the best office window in Madison County. I mean, if you look out the top, it's absolutely gorgeous up here.
Clusters of wind turbines are often called a wind farm. And in the case of Fenner, New York, it really is a farm. The land is owned by local farmers like Donna Griffin. For landowners, going green is a good way to make some green.
We have a lease with them where they pay on the production of each turbine. It's just another crop that we harvest. It's much easier than harvesting our other crops. The wind is free.
I used to think that having a bran muffin and coffee for breakfast was a great way to lose weight. Boy, was I wrong. Just one incredibly delicious Ultra Slim Fast fruit juice shake has less than half the calories and 75% less fat. In fact, it would be hard to find a breakfast this low in fat and calories and as high in this many of the nutrients doctors recommend. So a Slim Fast shake is a lot more than a great way to lose weight. It's a healthy way to start the day.
The 5-yard line, where it'll now be 1st and goal to go.
Well, the interesting thing is that Cleveland has the ball. It looks like they're about to go in for a score, eating up a lot of time on the clock. This is exactly the type of game that they want to play today.
The give to White, trying to get outside, and he is clotheslined at the 3. The play made over there by Cornell Webster, the cornerback. Charlie White, an All-American at USC. The Browns have had a number of Heisman Trophy winners play for them, but this is the first one they've ever drafted.
White is an interesting runner because he doesn't have that burning speed. He's not a tremendous breakaway type of guy, but he has such good feet, such quickness that when he sees an opening, he's able to get in there so fast. Once he gets beyond the line of scrimmage, he becomes a very dangerous runner because of his shiftiness.
2 tight ends, Newsome and Oden now in the game for the Browns. 2nd and goal to go at the 2. Pruitt gets away, heads for the corner, and touchdown, Cleveland Browns. Boy, what a run by Mike Pruitt.
Well, that's a good example of what I was talking about earlier. He's a guy with tremendous size, tremendous strength, but he has that speed to get outside and turn the corner. We might get a look on a replay. Watch the acceleration. What they want to do is they want those linemen to block down, and they want Pruitt to get out there and get a guy one-on-one like this. He's so strong, he should have been knocked out of bounds on the 2-yard line, but he makes it in for the score.
He rolled around Brown 22. Keith Butler had a shot at him, couldn't bring him down. Cockcroft attempting the point after, Paul McDonald holding. Cockcroft boots it up, and it is good. And with 3:58 remaining to be played, first quarter, the Browns score. It's 7-0 Cleveland over Seattle. Back with more in a moment.
Isuzu iMark is a family car. I brought my family to tell you about it.
It's so roomy. I use it to deliver pianos in my spare time.
It looks neat, so it's great for picking up chicks. It's front-wheel drive, and it comes with 42 standard features, including aluminum alloy wheels and a poly.
My family. My iMark. I think I'll keep them.
アンビーでラベルを作ろうキャラクターテープもいっぱいアンビーでラベルを作ろう熟語も楽々変換フドセナラベルワープロアンビーペニーワールドトラベルもよろしくね
When you get hold of the Nintendo Entertainment System, when you master Rob, the video robot, and meet the challenge of Gyromite, when you shoot the light-sensing zapper, when you play the system with so many arcade hits, you're playing with power. The Nintendo Entertainment System Deluxe Set. Batteries not included, Super Mario Brothers, and other games sold separately.
How the city looks at night. Wow, what a pretty fountain. There are people cooling themselves here, too. Oh, that way? It's their rare family gathering. They must have so much to talk about. I'm sure it'll be a fun dinner for them. Ah, this is the place. Please enjoy your dinner. See you. Goodbye.
Right now. I'll see you soon.
On November 9th.
Hey, I'm still in here. Wait. Vitamins.
When was the last time your kids reminded you to give them their vitamins? Now there's Vitaball, the vitamin gumball. A whole new way to take your vitamins. Each with 100% of 11 essential vitamins.
My Vitaball?
Look for it in the children's vitamin section.
Look to Northwest. We're working hard to give you all our best. Look to us, Northwest.
One of the strongest types of spider silk is the dragline silk, or spider's lifeline. The most common way to study it is to conduct a procedure called forcible silking. The spider is actually sedated, then secured with tape under the microscope.
We're manually drawing silk from a spider. First, you anesthetize the spider so that you can manipulate them without hurting yourself or, more importantly, hurting the spider. You have them breathe in carbon dioxide for a few minutes, and then that knocks them out. And then we will tape them down with their spinnerets facing up. We can, pull on specific silk fibers, and we can collect them on a little spool.
Working with spiders one at a time in the lab requires patience and a steady hand. But researchers are making progress in unraveling spider silk's tangled genetic web. In 1990, the first spider silk protein gene sequence was discovered by Ming Xu and Randy Lewis at the University of Wyoming. Yet there are hundreds, perhaps thousands, still to discover.
At this point, we know a lot about, or quite a bit about, the genetics underlying the spider silk proteins, but how we can go from those proteins to a spool of spider silk, we're working on that.
Duplicating spider silk may be out of our reach today. No true rope of it exists yet, but there is a man-made fiber that makes rope of uncommon strength. It's called Spectra.
When Honeywell Spectra fiber was developed, it was a tremendous leap forward in strength. With this Spectra fiber, we could lift something that is around 100 to 120 pounds before the fiber actually breaks.
Spectra fiber is actually made from plastic. Yet it's a plastic with incredible tensile strength. It's a very high molecular weight polyethylene. Polyethylene is a long-chain molecule called a polymer, derived from petroleum byproducts. Its crystalline lightweight plastics are ideal for rope making.
It's manufactured using a gel spinning process. When we spin it, we're able to orient very long chains of polyethylene and
Today's Duracell battery is quite simply a cut above.
That's because it lasts up to 30% longer than the one from a few years back. Duracell. You can't top the copper top.
On the part of Argentina, in this dispute over the sovereignty of that little ice-cold bunch of land down there, and they finally just resorted to armed aggression, and there was bloodshed.
The government, in its attempts to find a diplomatic solution, has done nothing which forecloses any military action now or any military option for the future. Nothing is being held up because we are negotiating.
After an 8,000-mile, 3-week voyage from home, Britain's naval armada of some 60 ships now surrounds the Falklands.
At the moment, I'm utterly broken-hearted. I can't bear the thought of an Argentine being killed by a Britisher, because my feelings are entirely towards the Argentine and my blood is British.
In early May, a British submarine torpedoes the General Belgrano, and 400 Argentinian sailors perish in the icy seas. 3 days later, an Argentinian jet destroys the Sheffield by firing just one French-made Exocet missile.
The right-hand ship is Sheffield.
For weeks, both sides maneuver at sea, where Britain has superiority, and in the air, where Argentina has the edge. Then, Britain lands 1,000 Royal Marine Commandos on West Falkland Island, securing a beachhead for more troops.
Lieutenant Colonel Jones, Captain Wood, Captain Gaines, Lieutenant Barry, Corporal Hardman.
Many more lives are lost by the British
Corporal Fryer, Lance Corporal Thorpe,
and the Argentinians.
Get Dad. Get Mum. Get Rory. Get Big Brother. Get Gran. Get the crew. Get Uncle Tom. Get Grandad. Get the cousins. Get everyone to Haven from £99 for the whole family. Call 0800 20 30 40 for a free brochure. Haven, the great family get-together.
Oh, what's all this then?
Oh, they come with mint arrow.
That's nice. Bubbly chocolate for me. And a fuzzy fellow for little Frankie.
Aw, grandson met them.
No, Siamese.
Aero, all bubble, no squeak.
Precision handling for 1 to 4 drivers. New Mario Kart 64. It really kicks asphalt.
The shark is given a problem. Discriminate between the dark and the bright light. If he gets it right, he'll get fed. It's clear sharks are not totally stupid. They learned this little trick as fast as laboratory animals like the rabbit, which has a more sophisticated brain than the shark. So why do they eat these strange objects? At Plymouth, Dr. Barry Roberts has discovered it may be an accident. He's working on the dogfish and has been looking at its jaw-closing mechanism. He's found that the shark has a particular reflex that is yet another remarkable weapon in its armory.
We have found in the jaws of a shark that beneath the teeth, that's the upper jaw, lower jaw, beneath the teeth there are sensors that respond to small movements of the teeth. These movements occur when the...
On CBS.
My mother's seeing a spy.
A mother's disgrace forces Scarecrow and Mrs. King to gamble with national security.
I might get lucky. You didn't tell us you were having a party.
On Saturdays, it's always a celebration with the fun of CBS Story Prep.
The Power Glove for your NES. Now you and the games are one. The Power Glove. Everything else is child's play.
Super Junk! Haven't seen my wash leather anywhere, have you?
I might have done.
Oh.
Get some work done.
Forgot my bucket.
Stupid thing. Oh, well, look. What?
Don't worry, Paul. I'll get it.
While I Golf on Nintendo 64 for people who put golf above all else.
Gary! Yes! Oh, yes!
I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls go by dressed in their song clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. I see a line of cars and they're all painted black. With flowers and my
Dear DirecTV, your customer service people answer the phone quickly, solve my issues, and are extraordinarily knowledgeable. If I were still single and DirecTV were a woman, I'd marry you. Thanks again, Jason Steve. It sounds like Jason's confused.
Get over 125 channels for $29.99 a month for 6 months, plus equipment and installation for up to 3 rooms free.
Buffet. Renault is convinced that Edward's great siege engine, Warwolf, had a swinging counterweight box. The simple design of the box makes it not only cheaper, but easier to build than one with a lead counterweight.
Here we go.
And Renault has found graphic accounts of the destructive power of some really big siege machines.
I found an account, medieval.
An account, yes,
yeah,
a medieval account.
And they pay 300 bullets in 3 days. Then they shoot 300 bullets on the same place, on the same wall. After 3 days, the wall was destroyed.
So you think the real purpose of something like this is simply to attack a castle from a distance and bring the wall down?
Yes.
Yeah.
500 years before Newton's apple, medieval engineers had figured that trebuchets with a swinging counterweight are the most efficient at using the force of gravity.
Get it, boys.
Isn't there someone you know who could use a skill twist this Christmas? The skill twist. The practical gift for practically anybody.
There was a time in antiquity when it was said that all roads led to Rome. In 400 AD, the most important road in ancient Rome was called the Via Appia. By this time, the largest and most elaborate catacomb.
What kind of camera is it again, please? It's a DX3 Miranda, 35 millimeter. There you are.
Number 2.
She says number 2 is the most expensive. That's frozen for the moment. Show us number 1. $450. Show us number 3. $149. If number 2 is more than $450, you win all 3 prizes. Show us number 2. $300. Ladies, thank you very much for being on the show. We're all ready now for Showcase Showdown number 2, and we'll be spinning that wheel after this.
The Americans didn't know it was out of sequence, but they were eager to buy anything by the Beatles, so it was taken to number 1.
Before the Beatles captured American hearts in 1964, they had begun a lasting love affair with Europe too, as this German TV footage shows.
Auf einem kleinen Bahnhof bei Hamburg zum letzten Mal verlassen die Beatles ihren Sonderzug, der sie während einer Tournee durch Deutschland trug.
And the story of the next song in our countdown begins when the boys reluctantly agreed to re-record some of their hits for the German market.
Come to me.
After recording new vocals for Sie liebt dich and Komm gib mir deine Hand in Paris,
寄生するウイルス、逃げ場のない絶望、深海ホラーサスペンス、ディープフィア。セガサタン。
Swipe, right swipe. He's cuddling a kitten. Oh, wait a minute. Left swipe. You gotta swipe it.
Let's swipe that.
You gotta swipe it left.
Came across a photo of this green-eyed hottie, whole 9, pretty face, tight waist, nice body. Hottie! But I just couldn't overlook one small fact. She smokes like an old man at a racetrack.
You gotta swipe it.
Let's
left.
swipe that.
You gotta swipe it left.
Yeah.
You gotta swipe it left.
Hashtag.
Don't just visit Orlando.
Oh, man.
Visit TripAdvisor Orlando.
I'm a dolphin.
With millions of reviews, TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
No wonder the Dirt Devil Vision is so popular. It never needs bags, has swivel casters for easy pushing and turning, and it's powerful yet lightweight. But if you want something really lightweight, Give the Dirt Devil Vision Light a lift. It's the lightest full-size bagless upright you can buy without giving up an ounce of power. For power you can see, get a Vision. Because nothing escapes the power of a Dirt Devil.
Stay on the G-spot. It's a hard knock life. Cinematech looks at games from the street.
Hey, chill.
Then X-Play plays doctor with Pariah.
Have a virus.
And enters the scrum with Rugby 2005. Find the G-spot. Weeknights starting at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Welcome back, everyone, to Arena. Now, before the break, Team Kaizen moved within one round of winning Destination Vacation and the title of Ultimate Arena Champion 2004. But still got a little work to do before they start packing their bags for Hawaii, because Team Rednecks, there are no slouches when it comes to Unreal Tournament 2004, our last game of this season. So let's see who will emerge with the crown in that final game as we go to Kevin for a final time in the PC ring. Kevin.
All right, thanks, Sparky. Our third and final game today is Unreal Tournament 2004, the newest title in the squad-based first-person shooter series. Now, the mode is Onslaught, where each team must capture and defend nodes while trying to destroy their opponent's power core. Today's map is Dawn, a primordial planet that's still in the early stages of life, so please don't take Raremin's advice and go chomping on the giant mushrooms. All right, let's get to it and see who will emerge, score the PC points, and take the title as Arena Champions in Unreal Tournament 2004.
1.
Everybody's into these nuts. Game on.
Let's do it.
Unreal Tournament 2004, it is Onslaught.
Mac and Eska taking the Manta out together. Eska riding one of the fans, using the link gun to build that node.
Teamwork. They're moving fast already. They're going to have it built in no time.
We got a Raptor at our #1.
Buddy Nano swooping on in there with that Raptor, taking some pot shots. Is that a good strategy to send one person out to distract the other team? Or should you be really focused on building up the nodes for your own team?
You should definitely cover each other. I mean, here, the nodes are key, so you got to stick to the nodes.
He's focused on these nuts.
Thank you, Raymond. I love you.
Bring in the big. And Gazebo in the Goliath.
And Gazebo's taking some serious damage, and that Goliath hops out in time, and he's trying to use that shock rifle to take down Eska and the Raptor. Eska hops out, goes on foot, and with a...
新しいソフトパズルアクションゲームワリオの森。ディスクシステムの名作あのゼルダの伝説をファミコンカセットで。
楽しさそのまま。
お値段半分よ。
AV 対応のニューファミコン発売中。
This is the way nature intended it to be. Simple, pure, perfect. This is turkey at its very best. Tender, juicy turkey parts, fresh from the farm. The farm by the bridge that shades the brook. Shady Brook Farms. In this whole world, there is no better turkey.
My Johnny lies over the ocean. My Johnny lies over the sea. My Johnny lies over the ocean. So bring back my Johnny to me.
I'm a mama's boy.
I'd like to do a little known album track now. It's called the Village Green Preservation Society. Compilation Society. God save strawberry jam and all the different varieties.
Let's go.
Okay. You wouldn't make it in pro football, but you can dominate your fantasy league with Bcast. Get Fox Sports fantasy analysis, watch programming, and more. Only from Verizon Wireless.
You're not the only cuddly toy that was ever enjoyed by any boy. You're not the only choo-choo train that was left out in the rain the day after Santa came. You're not the only cherry delight that was left in the night and gave up without a fight. You're not the only cuddly toy that was ever enjoyed by any boy. You're not the kind of girl to tell your mother the kind of company you keep. I never told you that to love no other. You must have dreamed it in your sleep. You're not the only cuddly toy that was ever enjoyed by any boy. You're not the only choo-choo train that was left out in the rain the day after Santa came. You're not the only cherry delight that was left in the night and gave up without a fight. You're not the only cuddly toy that was ever enjoyed by any boy. La 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 da da. La 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 da da.
And it gelled and it worked, and it worked for a long time until Mickey wanted to direct and Mike wanted to write all the music and Peter wanted to play on all the records, you know, and I probably was a pain.
Have Nintendo gone completely tonto? Yes. The Super Nintendo system is now available with 4 Mario games on 1 cartridge for an unbelievable $99.99.
I mean, it's just typical. You can never find a plumber when you need one, then 4 come along at once.
Super Mario All-Stars, an infuriating, innovative Nintendo.
Well, we were off to a fairly good start on the 11th question, or on really the 11th no, we guessed that one. Let's see how we do on the next. Would you enter and sign in, please? Alice Schiller. And Alice Schiller, may I ask where you're from, please?
Hollywood.
Hollywood, California.
Yes, sir.
Well, welcome to New York. Panel, may I tell you that Alice Schiller is self-employed and deals in a service. But now let's show the audience just what that service is. May I remind you, panel, that Alice is self-employed, it's a service, and let's begin with Gene Rayburn.
Alice, do both men and women use this service, or can they?
No.
No.
That's one down. Joyce Brothers.
Would this service be performed for animals?
No.
That's 2 down. Jack Cassidy.
Miss Schiller, is your service confined to the male species?
No.
No. That's 3 down. Arlene.
What else is there? Oh, women. Oh, shoot for that crowd. Go ahead. Do women use your service?
Yes, they do.
Uh-huh. Does it in any way have any relationship to the entertainment world?
Yes.
Do you do something for women in the entertainment field?
Yes.
You yourself, I take it, are not the performer. You either do something for someone or show them how to do it.
Yes.
Do you show them how to do it?
Yes.
Do you have anything whatsoever?
Here's Michael Learned for the Cyanide Society.
If you're a victim of sinus attacks, now you can call 1-800-2-CYNAIDE and join the Cyanide Society. You'll receive a free sample coupon for Maximum Strength Cyanide, the most potent pain and pressure reliever in cyanide history. You'll also receive the Cyanide Society newsletter and other truly helpful information about sinusitis that can honestly make a difference in your life. The Cyanide Society. It's free and it's a phone call away.
Come here, children. May his peace live in your homes and in your hearts.
Roma into the turnbuckle, and I watched that very carefully that time. Roma slightly missed his...
Superiority, a production technique that transformed nations and transfixed the world. Now, the unrelenting pace and prolific production of assembly lines on Modern Marvels. State buildings stacked top to bottom. No matter how deep it goes, a submarine's ability to withstand water pressure starts with exceptionally strong seals along every opening.
These are the most waterproof and most pressure-proof of all the seals are for the motors. These are actually stainless steel shafts that penetrate the hull, and within that shaft are two O-rings that can hold out 10,000 psi.
The hatch to the conning tower, which allows the operator in and out, is the largest opening that needs to be sealed.
This is the most important seal, really, because this seals you in with big bolting mechanisms inside that keeps the water out. The hatch is actually a little bit over 1/4 inch thick. We've got an O-ring seal in here made out of rubber, put into a specially lathed groove. As the pressure goes down on it, it'll push this O-ring into a little cavity that's specially designed for this to seal into, because you've got literally hundreds of pounds of pressure pushing down on this. At 10 feet deep, you wouldn't be able to open this hatch just from the water pressure on it. Well, let's go over the seals.
Ironically, submarines do let in water in order to submerge. The operator opens a valve to exchange water for air in the ballast, the chamber between its inner and outer hull. Since the seawater entering the tank is heavier than the air it replaces, the submarine gets heavier and submerges. It takes about 2 minutes for Mark Reagan to submerge his K-250 15 feet into the waters of Glee Bay, an inlet of the Chesapeake.
When I vent these ballast tanks, I become neutral in the water, just like a fish, and rise and sink as I please.
In this way, all submarines exemplify our love-hate relationship with water. They need water to operate, while remaining heavily armed against its destructive force. The damaging power of water is unquestionable.
From identity theft, destroy your private information before throwing it away, and give your Social Security number only when necessary. CBS Care.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey.
Here's mail for you.
Thanks.
This is wonderful. Andrew is certainly creative. He certainly is. Andrew takes after me. And Margaret takes after her father. Andrew did this one, and I did that one. And, as you can see, this one we did together. Well, not only can he paint, but he's a wonderful musician. Oh. Creativity runs on my side of the family. Jim's side has always been practical. It's a barbecue.
There are many ways to be
A baby's so real. What's and Wiggles baby alive? It's your father. You start to wiggle, then you wet. You're as real as a baby can get. What's and Wiggles baby alive? Girl and boy eat sold separately. creamy white middle inside a crispy wafer covered in excellent Milky Way chocolate. You can even share one with your little sister. No, make a break for it with new Milky Way crispy rolls.
What unusual pin carry. He almost left the 6-7 split on a pocket hit. Watch this pin action, and watch the action of the third pin on the right-hand part of your screen, the 3 pin. The ball hits the 1-3 and just driven straight back, almost chops off the 6. You talk about power, Dick. I'll tell you, I know you kind of avoid the question, but these bowling balls are a little too much for the pins. The pins have no way of fighting back. Now here's Steel Smith trying to match the Turkey of Milton.
You know, Bo, I've watched this young man all week. He has definite great concentration and confidence. Just sometimes he seems like he has too much confidence, but I just can't get over the strength in his legs to keep that approach the way it is to the fouling. Just perfect.
Good point, Dick. And another point is to watch his head, how steady his head is all the way the line, even though that body contorts in that high backswing and he's moving forward to throw that 16-pound spheroid at 20 miles an hour towards the back, and he's still smooth. Oh, yeah, what a start as Steel Smith starts with 4 strikes in a row. Milton 3 in a row. We'll be back with the rest of the championship match after this.
Mothers of America, you see you got a mealtime problem. For a meal or a snack, you got to use your noodle indeed. Now you take Top Ramen Noodles. Top Ramen Noodles. It's a real meal maker for sure. And for you, my friend, we got Cup of Noodles. Cup of Noodles. It takes only 3, and that's good for me. Say only 3 minutes to make. Cup of Noodles, Cup of Noodles. So are you ready, America? Here's your noodles. Cup of Noodles and Top Ramen Noodles from Nissan. Cup of Noodles, Top Ramen, Cup of Noodles, Top Ramen.
And for this year's best show pony...
We won! We won! I knew we could do it.
Now Cabbage Patch Kids have their own purebred show pony.
A pony! Wow!
Here's the registration papers.
And you can name him yourself. I think we'll call him Harvey. Pony ride! Pony ride! Step right up and get your pony ride.
The Cabbage Patch Kids show pony. Some come with Cabbage Patch Kids in special Western gear.
There's a momentum in the wind that stirs a grumbling in the heavens, and then a flash and a drop of rain. A thunderstorm is on its way. A summer afternoon can turn into a savage afternoon when the warmth of the land clashes with a chill.
Eagle brand sweetened condensed milk is the magic ingredient to chewy cookie bars you make and bake in one pan. Borden's special process combines a quart of fresh whole milk, pure cane sugar, and careful vacuum cooking at precise temperatures to assure creamy richness. Top Eagle brand with chocolate chips, coconut, nuts, and bake for cookie bars made the Eagle brand way. The recipe is inside the label. Eagle brand, the magic to hundreds of delicious desserts from Borden.
Nemesis, Avenger, Hero. Outsmart Donkey Kong and bring back the mini Marios in Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Only for Game Boy Advance. Rated everyone.
Last into a second day, or does frizz make you start over? Pantene knows thick hair absorbs more moisture, so we customized a Pro V system to make smooth stay into the second day. Frizzy to smooth system. Pantene. Healthy makes it happen.
Start another game, and to do that, we've got to introduce another player. So here is pretty Sonny Silberberg. Hello, Sonny. Who's out there yaying at you?
My boyfriend.
Your boyfriend is out there? Okay, Sonny brought her boyfriend with her. Which one is he?
He's wearing a blue shirt right in front.
He's wearing a blue shirt. Stand up there, boyfriend of Sonny Silverberg. He is standing up there. There he is. Okay. What's his name?
Rob Goldstein.
Rob Goldstein. Where are you from, Sonny?
I'm from L.A., and I work in L.A. at a savings and loan in the operations department.
You're an operator?
No, not that kind of operator.
I see. Okay.
All that other stuff.
You do all the other stuff, but not the real operation. All right, good luck to Sonny Silverberg and to Denise Reeves, who's also already had a lot of good luck. We ask you, the challenger, Sonny, to make a selection if you would.
A.
A is what she wants. New game everybody plays. This is it. Where's my key light? Right,
I'm here.
Right here. Right here.
Oh, be careful.
It's not doing any good. No, Nutty Nelson said to the psychiatrist, he says...
You're reading from the table now.
He said,
go get him.
Oh, you hear what Nutty Nelson said.
I bet it's great.
He said, I want to marry this wonderful elephant, but I don't know where to get a big enough plane. Nutty Nelson said to the psychiatrist, I want to marry this wonderful elephant, but I don't know where to get a big enough plane. Oh. Is this better than acting for a living?
This is one of those shows, folks. Stop tape.
All right, and
I'm
you're
going to
thinking.
do it. I'm not going to show it. I'm just going to do
Trust
it.
your instinct.
Yes.
First impulse.
Okay, first impulse. I'm putting it down.
Okay, we're all set over there. So we'll call on Sonny for her response. Nutty Nelson said to the psychiatrist, I want to marry this wonderful elephant, but I don't know where to get a big enough...
I'll say ring.
Ring. She said ring. She said ring. William, what do you say?
Well, he had to pack to take his clothes along for the honeymoon, right? He needed a big trunk.
A big trunk. They're turning on you, William.
Yeah, I know. They're coming up.
And?
Can a multivitamin help you feel physically and mentally energized all day?
Is that possible?
With one a day, all day energy it is. It's the only complete multivitamin with both high levels of B vitamins and an extended release guarana blend to help you feel energized all day. One a day.
Well, that's just about all the time we have for Almost Live this week. I want to let everybody know listening that I'm going to be at the Dania store near South Center on Monday collecting blankets for the homeless. If you've got any, stop by. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Budget 86 in a major policy... Good evening. In his fourth budget...
God afton, rapport tisdag den 29 april. Katastrofen i Sovjet.
Later he tells the Israeli parliament, we of the oldest nation in the Middle East welcome you, the newest, among us, with all security and safety.
Let us raise the slogan, no war and security.
We are mortals, and when we depart, our nations will live forever. And we are going to do our utmost to make sure that our nations will live forever in peace.
As Sadat leaves, Begin says the key word now is continuation. That is supposed to come at their meeting in Egypt, at Sadat's house in Ismailia. They are there to draft guidelines for peace negotiations. They fail then, and though they agree to negotiate further, as the months drag on, many fear the threads of goodwill have come unraveled. In September 1978, President Carter invites them to Camp David. By then, they've already been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. In 13 days of intense negotiating, they forge an agreement no one had thought possible. They now have a framework for settlement of the problem of the West Bank, and they agree that a full peace treaty will be signed within 3 months. It's one of the few joyous resolutions of conflict in the world's history. No one is vanquished. All, in a way, are victors. The Vatican elects 2 popes in 1978, the successors to Paul VI, who'd reigned for 15 of the most turbulent years in modern church history. The name John Paul, chosen by his successors, is an attempt to bridge the gap between 2 factions in the church, those who favored Pope John's liberalism and those who aligned with the traditional views of Pope Paul. The sudden death of John Paul I gave Catholicism its first non-Italian pope in 4.5 centuries, the Polish Cardinal Karol Wojtyła. The Catholic world rejoices and accepts.
From TLV 12, your 24-hour news source.
Good morning. Relatively warm right now, but there is some much colder air on the way. It's gradually sliding our way. A lot of moisture along with it. And thus over the next several hours, we can expect a few showers. But again, relatively warm until mid-morning, then turning cooler with some light rain. And then as this overall system drops into the first coast, turning much colder. We'll be in the 40s by late Saturday afternoon.
Here are some of the big movies in May on NBC. Thursday, it's a night of kings, starting with King Kong. The immortal story of Beauty and the Beast as it's never been told before. Then The Curse of King Tut, based on a true story. From beyond the grave, Tut guards his treasures with a curse. Raymond Burr stars in a TV premiere.
Contact at 315 degrees, 3,000 yards on course 270. That's a collision course with us.
Captain, he's... I know. Helm, bridge. Right full rudder, all ahead full. Sound the danger signal. Hi, Captain.
Collision imminent! Collision imminent!
Fellow creatures, our world needs you. The time is now. Let us team up. Let us power up. And maybe even blow up and stink up.
This holiday season, give him the first triple blade razor. Mach 3, new from Gillette.
A report of a shooting, you don't know whether the doer is still on the scene, if he still has the gun, and mentally you have to be prepared to go there and do whatever it takes to make it a safe situation. Because every one of these calls that we've been hearing tonight that we go in on, it could, at any given time, could be a job where we would, end up in a gun battle with somebody, or you end up having to get in a tussle or fight. So mentally you have to be, I guess, prepared for it on any one of these calls.
Police 232.
The opposite. With the jet bike, you leave the line with maybe 55, 60 horsepower. Then you go about 50, 80 feet, you now have 100 horsepower. And another 50 feet, 150. 200, 250, 300, 350, and it just keeps multiplying until it gets ridiculous.
Top speed? Nobody knows. On a short airport runway, the Y2K was clocked at 237 miles an hour. Given a longer straightaway, take a guess. All that power without the mechanical chatter of a gas engine.
It's dead smooth. I mean, it is dead smooth. You put your hand on the tank while it's running. It wasn't for the shrieking noise. You wouldn't realize it was running at all. It's that smooth. That's what jets do.
The only downside of the jet engine is that there's a 1 to 2 second lag between throttle action and power delivery.
And you've got that turbo lag on both ends. So if you're going down the road and you shut off, well, you don't really shut off. You have another 1.5 seconds of pulling really hard.
If you don't mind trading a little turbo lag for jet power, this may be your next bike. That is, if you can handle the price tag. $185,000. The Y2K comes from Marine Turbine Technologies of Franklin, Louisiana, which also makes jet trucks and jet boats. As for explaining the Y2K to your neighbors, good luck.
It's one of those things, if you have to explain it, it's like describing sex to an alien. Well, see, the man and the woman you know, you either get this or you don't. It's one of those things, if you have to explain it, it's probably lost.
Unorthodox engine and unholy power aside, the Y2K works and looks like a sport bike. We can agree that it's somewhere in the motorcycle family. But consider the Boss Hoss. Is this Chevy V8 powered machine a motorcycle or two-wheeled muscle car? One thing's for sure, it's a guaranteed traffic stopper.
Well, you get a lot of attention. You usually don't see it because you passed them. People tell you about it later, so you go down the street and everybody looked at it.
Eddie Paul builds
So cute! She's my new Cupid baby. She's Cupid, such a cute little nose. She's Cupid, and the cutest little clothes. They're Cupid, Cupid, cute. So Cupid, Cupid, cute. Comb any Cupid squiggly curl and she becomes a giggly girl.
Want a Scoopy, Cupid?
Woo! From her tummy to a secret star. Everybody knows she's Cupid, 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 cute. Only new Cupid babies are Cupid cute with a belly button surprise. New from Rose Art.
What's gonna come next? Teen Mom 2. New season premieres this Tuesday at 8.
Little Yachty and the King, you two have something big planned tonight?
It's the guy with all the secrets. We got a lot going tonight. Stay tuned.
Scan the QR code using your mobile device to get a free Whopper with delivery on the BK app.
When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more. La vida contigo, me siento feliz. Azuquita, mami, azuquita pa' ti. Azuquita, mamita, azuquita pa' ti. Azuquita, mami, azuquita pa' ti. Tú sabes que este negro se muere de corazón por ti. Azuquita, mami, azuquita pa' ti. ¡Uepa! ¡Uepa! ¡Guapea! Con ustedes, Papo, Luca.
This is hair color magic. Flat color disappears like that.
Feria by L'Oreal. Pure prismatic dyes shoot multi-dimensional color to every strand for triple highlights.
Feria by L'Oreal Paris. Color so multifaceted. It's prismatic.
Compared to JCPenney bears, most bears are a little bare. They're just $15 with any $20 purchase.
Hey, could someone hand me a scarf?
Fun, different, JC.
Up next, keeping a secret is impossible with this panel. It's I've Got a Secret. Then people are actually rewarded for telling lies on To Tell the Truth. Stay tuned.
And now, before our panel says goodnight, may I remind you to tune in again next Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when once again we invite you to play What's My Line? For other localities, check your local listings for the date and time of our weekly series.
This is the special value package of Stop at spray deodorant you'll find right now on drug and cosmetics counters everywhere. It means that when you buy a regular size bottle of Stop at the regular price, you'll get this generous 47-day trial bottle with it, absolutely free. It's our way of making still more friends for Stop at, and it's a wonderful, wonderful bonus for regular users. Look for this special package that gives you the generous 47-day trial bottle free. But don't delay. This offer is really limited.
Well, till next week, this is John Daly saying good night, Miss Dorothy.
Good night, you man who doesn't know what a worm is. Good night, Fred.
Good night, Arlene.
Good night, Fred.
From the worm.
I don't think it'll be that way. Give my love to all my friends in Dayton, Bennett. Good trip.
Thank you, Arlene. Good night, Lava Boy.
And thanks again to Mrs. Germain for being our guest on the panel. And, well, good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us in What's My Line?
This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production, in association with the CBS Television Network.
Stand up in progress at 211 Hazelwood.
He's in there. Sir, drop the chalupa. Put it down and back away. Sir, don't be boys.
I don't think so. Well, that backfired a little bit.
Get that, honey! Yeah!
The honey is safe this time. For Honey Nut Cheerios, part of this good breakfast.
To the Burger King Kids Club? He does. She does. I don't think so. No way. Definitely yes. Definitely not. Disney's Pocahontas is action-packed.
Another, flavor.
With the world changing around you, there's a major plot twist thrown in too. Remember when I said there's more to the stranger than meets the eye? Well, too bad we can't show you what I'm talking about, because it would really just spoil all your fun. We may be cheaters, but we still know how to play fair every once in a while. Instead, I'll just be a tease and give you a sneak peek at some of the later levels and toss in a little strategy for good measure. This is where all those live ammo tips and stealth strategies will be put to good use.
This is the Wolvark Docks. It's this level takes place a little later in the game. So in this level, as you can see, there's these huge crates that are hanging, and essentially you can use these crates as traps. One of the upgrades to your weapons you get is the Howler Punk. The Howler Punk will lower many, many guys into wherever it is launched. So for example, I'm gonna launch the Howler Punk underneath this crate and lower a bunch of guys, and you can see them coming in your radar, which is a great advantage. So we wait for these guys to come under, and then you can activate the crate, and they all get crushed. So I just killed 4 guys very simply. So that's a good tool to use. So these crates are definitely a big advantage. You can see, I haven't even taken a hit.
Now, you might be thinking, are there any cheat codes in Oddworld Stranger's Wrath?
There are, but we're waiting to let those out. The type of unlockables that we have in the game are, if we gave them to you now, they would break the experience for you. Because it'd be like infinite ammo, upgraded ammo in the first level, infinite health, level cheats, things of that nature. So we're being careful to not really reveal those things until, a good percentage of the people who are going to play the game have actually played it, and then that'll offer them some new ways to play it.
Well, Lorne might think that having some cheat codes will ruin your experience, but we think that cheat codes is the only way to play. But since Lorne wasn't talking, it's a good thing we know.
6 deputies here and you overhead. They're not going to get away. Okay, you ready?
Check. All right, we're going to go around to the right.
Okay.
You got the left, Dave?
Yep, I got it. They're going to search the right and I'll hold the left. If you're back here, come on out.
All the doors open on the right side.
Travelers to warrant continuing Route 1 all the way up Northern California's mountainous coast. Road builders carved the path of the 101 through majestic redwood groves, found along the banks of the Eel River. But keeping the road off the coast didn't mean it was safe from disaster. In 1964, tropical rains and a quickly melting snowpack turned the Eel River into a roaring torrent.
They called it the killer eel in '64. There was just logs and houses and debris coming down the river, and that lodged in some of the bridges, in the piers, and in the truss work of the bridges, and that's why some of the bridges failed.
Over 150 miles of this section of the highway were flooded, leaving damaged road and debris that would take months to clean up. Plans had already been in the works to widen the road in this area. But instead of using the old route right along the river, engineers rebuilt the road above the high water mark of the 1964 flood. Now travelers were assured a safer passage up to Oregon, where the dramatic coastline and wetter environment confronted road and bridge builders with a new set of challenges.
TOR. There's no lower price for a collect call. Is my mother going to see this, though?
3 contestants are going to spin this wheel, and if one of them gets $1, that contestant wins $1,000. Dottie, step over there and do it. The contestant who is nearest to $1 will be in the showcase. You may have this spin, and if you wish, a second, but no more. 2 to a customer. That's the maximum. Hey, how about 85 cents? That's a good spin. Is that enough? Sure. There you are. 85 cents is the current leader, but look out. Here comes Terry, the dice player. And there goes the wheel. Right over here, Terry, where we can both watch it. You have 85 cents to beat over there. Now,
Come on, dollar.
That's it. Talk to that wheel.
Come on, baby, all the way. Got a lot of power. A lot of power, baby.
Here it comes, Terry.
A lot of power, baby.
Here, Terry. Oh, 5 cents. Now you can have a second spin. Go ahead. Spin 95 cents this time, and you still win $1,000. I will give you credit for one thing. I believe that's the biggest spin we've ever had, Terry.
Come on down, baby.
Tune in tomorrow when the wheel stops, and I'll tell you how it turned out. 5 cents in his first spin, and in his second spin, he has coming down here about 90 cents. If it gets to 90 cents, you're a winner. Oh, Terry, it stopped on 25. Well, I want to thank you. You've brightened our day. Bye-bye, Terry. I like your enthusiasm. Joanne, just step right over there to that wheel and spin it. There she goes.
I'm not very strong.
You're very strong. That's fine. All it has to do is go around once, and you have done it. Well, I mean, you've gotten it to go all the way around once.
No.
60 cents. Spin it again. Spin it again.
I have nothing to lose.
Well, of course not. No, 60 cents isn't going to help you. You have to beat that 85 cents. Well, 60 cents normally would probably...
Mittelpunkt internationaler Messen. Favorit der 600 Kubikzentimeter Klasse, der Trabant 601. Frontantrieb mit luftgekühltem Zweitaktmotor, 4 Gänge voll synchronisiert. 6,8 Liter Normverbrauch. Platz für 4 erwachsene Personen. Geräumiger Kofferraum. Das alles für Sie im Trabant 601 aus den Sachsenring Automobilwerken Zwickau.
Rhinos.
Okay, but is it a good movie? And forget the scaring. No, it's not at all.
What I'm trying to say is it's not a good movie because nothing is done except this stuff just jumps out of the screen at the kids over and over again and at the kids in the audience.
And here's a comment that applies to a lot of American movies and their technology. Because you can do special effects, that doesn't mean you have to do them wall to wall.
They have to be at the service of the story.
You got it.
You're quite right. When we come back, Al Pacino and Robert De Niro are the cop and the robber teamed up together for the first time in Heat.
I do what I do best. I take scores. You do what you do best. Trying to stop guys like me.
Once past the 7-mile bridge, the waters change, and they must decide how best to adapt to the conditions. P4, Captain America, came up to give Longshot some competition. What a package. P73 is third. In the modified, we got a good look at a three-man crew as they cruised along the waters. You'll notice that all three operate in unison. That to make the boat perform at its peak. Certainly a great shot from our helicopter. But like in all races, some boats ran into engine trouble. 3 early leaders dropped out. Lovett again in the modified, US-1 Seahawk, and Jesse James in the open were all forced out. And at the finish wire, in the open class, Seahawk 20 with Willie Falcone at the wheel came home to take the checkered flag. Systems 2 was second, and Molson Indy third. In the Pro Stock class, what a package. A 30-foot Shadow Cat with a father and son team of Dominic and Paul Palumbi of New Jersey. Captain America second, Bandit third, a very good race. Well, what a package, her first win. The modified Baja Bandit started last, but once up on plane, came on to win. Smiling Jack second, and East Coast Marine third. With 2 weeks to go before the Lee County race off Fort Myers Beach, the owners and drivers had plenty of time to work on their boats and try again. And that's how it was at Marathon in the Florida Keys, May the 3rd.
Just how was it speed-wise May the 3rd there, Ernie?
Chris, until Jesse James with Chris and Mark Laban broke down on the last checkpoint, their average speed was 109 miles an hour before their breakdown. So you can see each of these races, they're picking them up in speed. They're finding out more about these boats and their capabilities.
We understand now that the boats have left Cape Coral, are on their way over. We're attempting now to get a helicopter shot, and we'll continue with the Nissan 150 powerboat races live from Fort Myers Beach right after this.
It's at first. You get it next, no deal. My guts are out in that street every night. We're backing up out there, Dave. I want to make sure somebody backing up in here. Anytime you think I've stopped, pal, you just let me know. Police officer!
Summer. Get hot, chill out, save now summer sale.
Today announced new Lean Gourmet.
Lean Gourmet from Miscellaneous and flavor right. Lean Gourmet for any time of day or night. Hey, Miscellaneous.
Introducing new Lean Gourmet from Miscellaneous. Eat right, feel good without paying the price.
Don't pay a lot for its health quality. Hey!
Miscellaneous.
Stain removing chemical, sodium binoxalate. Pour, let stand, swish, flush. It's no work at all with Santa-Flush.
To tell the truth is a Mark Goodson.
America, St. Elsewhere's doors are open again.
Today's a red-letter day in the hallowed halls of St. Eligius.
With pomp and circumstance, we're proud to announce that St. Elsewhere will be graduating to another season. Join us next for the return of St. Elsewhere.
Making a can from recycled aluminum instead of from raw materials reduces air pollution by 95%. Recycle. It's the everyday way to save the world.
The place. 477 buys you either 25 Ace Silver Sack trash bags or the Simple Green Concentrated All-Purpose Cleaner. I know football, but I don't know this stuff. Hey, let me tell you, Ace is a place for me.
Give me a break, now I know what it takes. I'm putting a new face on the old one, ready for anything. Playing with fate, not a moment too late. Showing the whole world, nothing can get me down. Ooh, give me a break, yeah, yeah. Give me a break, 'cause I sure need one. Give me a break, yeah. I finally know where I belong. Give me a break, yeah. Give me a break, 'cause I sure need one. Give me a break, yeah. I finally know where I belong.
I like stovetop in the canister. When the crew from work's in a partying mood, stovetop in the canister is our favorite food. For 2, 6, or 8, it tastes so nice. We redo the scene so we can eat it twice.
Stovetop stuffing in the canister.
Rex, and I love to Rex. Smash, world crash.
The Tornado Rex game. Move your man up to win, but don't get knocked off.
Have tornado, have wild beats. Tornado Rex.
From Parker Brothers.
Call me Rex.
In the years following the American Revolution, these Masons' rituals were embraced by tens of thousands of men who sought the prestige of the fraternity.
Getaway with beautiful eau de parfum spray, body lotion, bath and shower gel, and an eau de parfum pen. Only $78. Now at Macy's. Way to shop.
Da da da. Da da da. Da da da. Da da da. Da da da.
The German-engineered Volkswagen Golf. It fits your life, or your complete lack thereof. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Victoria's Secret introduces the all-new Dream Angels push-up. Our softest push-up ever. Dream Angels push-up. Only at Victoria's Secret.
Man, that boy loved paste. Boy loved paste like cows love Thanksgiving. Say, Buttercup, what is it that you love, baby?
Fighting, so back off!
Ooh-wee. I think I know someone needing a hug. Oh, yeah, I do. Get over here, girl. Come on.
Love thing!
The reality that we now have very advanced, very accurate weapons. We are building MIRVed weapons. We have hundreds and then thousands of them. We need a rationale. Why do we need so many weapons? The answer Schlesinger provides. We need weapons to strike limited targets in a very selective fashion. And the sort of political and psychological argument is, unless we have that very finely tuned capability, we won't be able to deter finely tuned attacks.
Soviet strategy, since the mid-60s at least, and actually going back to the late 50s, is based on preemption. The notion that if it looks like war is about to occur, the best strategy for employing one's forces are to destroy the enemy forces before they can be used. That is, you target your nuclear forces first on the enemy nuclear forces, because that plays a major role in limiting damage to yourself. And then you also have forces that are set aside to target cities and industry. So it is counter-force targeting. That's exactly what preemption is.
Negotiations had continued while both sides were developing a counterforce capability. President Carter and Chairman Brezhnev signed the second SALT agreement in 1979. In return for higher ceilings on some U.S. systems, the Soviets were allowed to have more large land-based missiles. American critics charged that the U.S. was negotiating itself into inferiority. SALT II became the focus of strong opposition. Prominent among the lobbying groups that opposed the treaty was the Committee on the Present Danger, made up of many former government officials. One of its founders was Eugene Rostow.
It was like the race of the tortoise and the hare. We were ahead. We were far ahead in the nuclear weapon, and then we went to sleep under a tree. The Soviet Union kept moving along, putting tremendous resources of science and technology and money into the development of nuclear weapons. And then suddenly, finally, we woke up and discovered that the tortoise had outstripped us.
The critics saw the accuracy of Soviet missiles increasing. They argued that the Soviets were out to get a first strike capability that would knock out the U.S. deterrent force.
By threatening to make a first strike against our ground-based missiles,
an incredible taste in each bite that you take. Inside you get strawberry, apple, or raisin. Fruit wheats, the in cereal. Fruit wheats, the in cereal. Fruit wheats, the in cereal. Fruit wheats, Nabisco.
My tooth
sake! No worries, I'm the crocodile dentist. I'll fix that smile, you crocodile. I'm the crocodile dentist. Crocodile dentist. Just grab and pull. There's quite a mouthful. I'm the crocodile dentist. Crocodile dentist. The game's crocodile dentist. Take turns pulling teeth, but don't pull the wrong one or he'll snap and you're out. It's a mouthful of fun, but don't pull the wrong one. I'm the crocodile dentist. Crocodile dentist. I win! I feel so much better. Crocodile dentist. From Milton Bradley.
It's Donkey Kong, the arcade sensation, and now you can play it at home.
Hang on, sweetheart! I'm gonna save you!
Now you can play Donkey Kong on your ColecoVision, Atari VCS, or Intellivision video game system. Donkey Kong has multiple screens, just like the arcade game.
You're not gonna stop me, you stupid ape!
Play Donkey Kong on your ColecoVision, Atari VCS, or Intellivision video game system.
Don't worry, darling! I'll save you!
New Charizard card. Cool.
New Gym Challenge game cards.
Muck, you've got a brand new look.
New cards, new strategies, new trainers. You just can't take your eyes off them.
Yeah.
New Pokemon Gym Challenge cards in stores now. Decks and booster packs sold separately, playmat not included.
Stand still, and the world will pass you by. Step up to a higher challenge. Take the plunge into the virtual world, into the Vertex,
where tires squeal and engines scream. A holographic speedway so real, you can smell the rubber on the road. The virtual experience of Daytona, USA shifts into higher gear on Vertex Games. From Tiger, batteries not included.
NBC Sunday Night at the Movies will return following these messages.
They seemed like the perfect family.
To my mother, I love you.
But they were kept apart by their mother's secret.
I can't stand it anymore.
Please come home. Inspired by a true story of a shattered family.
Why is she shutting us out?
They wanted to know what it meant.
I say, Michael, would you like to hear a bird call?
Sure, Foghorn.
With MCI, a bird can call for just 5 cents a minute every Sunday and 10 cents a minute all week long. Now that, my friend, is a beautiful bird call.
The bird thinks he's a comedian.
Now stop stealing my material.
Call 1-800-Sundays to sign up.
Don't get me riled.
Jaguar owner J. Wayne Weaver took Jacksonville by storm. Now it's Mrs. Weaver's turn.
Coming to Jacksonville, I would like to be Dolores Weaver and make a contribution of my own.
Dolores Weaver opens up to 12 News.
I think where we have been is more important than where we are.
What is life like with Wayne?
We're very much doers.
And what are her passions?
You know what Wayne says? Dolores has bag, will travel.
Join me as I go one-on-one with Dolores Weaver, Thursday on 12 News.
From the network of public television stations, a presentation of KCTS Seattle, WNET New York, WPBT Miami, WTBS Detroit, and WGBH Boston. This is a special Frontline series with Judy Woodruff.
Good evening. Tonight we continue our special 12-part series on life in the Soviet Union. The series is called Comrades. It was made by a team of producers from the British Broadcasting Corporation who spent nearly 2 years traveling throughout the Soviet Union. They were allowed access rarely granted a Western film crew. Frontline is bringing this series to the United States because it offers unusual insights into what life is like for some of the people who live and work in the Soviet Union. People about whom we know so little. People who live in a closed society. And when we do hear about their society, it's usually in news reports that deal mainly with exceptional events. Comrades deals with the ordinary. It's a series of portraits of Soviet citizens. Tonight, the story of a woman judge and the defendant who stands before her. The program is called The Trial of Tamara Russo. And at the end, I'll be back to talk to the series producer, Richard Denton, about how it was made, and with experts to find out more about the Soviet criminal justice system. This film is narrated by Richard Denton.
Good evening.
That's not a fight. Of 20 unexpected characters in one big brawl. Now that's a fight. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated T for teen.
It's back. $1 flip-flops. One day only. It's gonna be flippin' amazing. This Saturday only at Old Navy.
It's Monday, September 23rd, when this channel opens a brand new season in the Winner's Circle.
As life takes on a fresh excitement in Mayberry this fall, with Ken Berry in the role of Town Councilman Sam Jones. So be here for the lively and laughter-filled happenings in Mayberry RFD. Monday nights on CBS.
But man, does he come up with the horsepower. Look at the back end of that truck. The fuel-injected machine of the psychotic reaction team broke about three-quarter track. There you see it backfiring and blowing the fuel injector covers off. Obviously, big-time problems for the fiberglass nitrous oxide GCJ. But watch this.
Oh, this is unbelievable. A good straight run. Look at the fenders flapping away.
2.28 seconds. That should be good enough to get into the Final Four.
Oh, here comes Harry Scary. This is a hot machine driven by John Morse.
I'll tell you, it is an awesome piece of equipment. One of the lightest machines in competition, about 1,900 pounds for this supercharged Chevy-powered Jeep. He's got to go quicker than 2.35 seconds to get in the Final Four in the Camel Shootout.
He's from Santa Maria, California. Easing it up to the line. Waiting for the green, and he's just about ready to go.
2:35, the mark to beat. A lot of tire spin off the starting line. I don't know if that's going to be good enough. Boy, lock it up with brakes. There is not much mud on that machine at all. On the replay, you can see the spinning tires. He didn't hook up as well as he thought, but the lap time is good enough anyway to get him in the Camel Shootout in the Super Modified. 2.30 seconds gives him the number 4 slot. The longest standing record in U.S. Orbit Association mud racing history is already broken. 1.86 seconds by Tom Etheridge, last year's runner-up. I can't get over that run, Jerry.
Unbelievable. But coming up, we've got the monster trucks and a classic battle it's going to be between Bigfoot and Barefoot.
To continue with monster truck action here at the U.S. Orbit Association Camel Mud Racing and Monster Truck Championship Series. And Jerry, we have got a wild round of monsters here.
That's right. We're going to start off with the AM/PM Rocket facing the Crusher.
But in this round, we also have that classic rivalry.
That's right. Ford against Chevrolet. All right, Dale Boucher.
Play that game, and like the whole time, you're just, oh my God, what's killing me? What is killing me?
Yeah, the game was scary. Except when you screamed. That was amusing.
Well, we'll be seeing many more scary games in this episode. So, Morgan, what is your favorite scary game?
I don't have one because I don't like scary things, which is why I don't want to play AVP2, and I don't want to review the sequel if they made one, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they did. They made it. They made it into a freaking real-time strategy game, which we gave a 2 out of 5.
Transforming takes on a new shape.
Shapeshifter.
Lizard shapeshifts to shoot. Venom shapeshifts to a serpent.
You missed.
Wolverine shapeshifts into a wolf.
Ah!
Spider-Man shapeshifts and attacks.
Shapeshifters.
Shapeshifters, each sold separately.
You're watching the Flintstones on Cartoon Network.
Big green monster busted by the pup named Scooby-Doo gang.
At first, things seemed to be going my way. They were scared, I was scary. Next thing you know, I was busted. Oh, they were good despite their age, especially the quiet one. Ooh, she's spooky.
A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, today at 3 on Cartoon Network.
Take it from me. Stay out of trouble, or those meddling kids will get you.
Up on Donner's Summit in the summer of 1867, the Central Pacific crews were still fighting through the summit tunnel. The anxious CP partners already had track laid east of the tunnel, out along the Truckee River. But they couldn't connect the track or collect their ample government subsidy until the tunnel was finished.
We get to August, and the crew down in the western shaft is working. There's a nitroglycerin blast. They clear away the smoke and they pull away the rubble, and all of a sudden there's a fresh breeze of cool air coming in at them, and they've linked the two western shafts together. And there's this tremendous feeling of accomplishment which redoubles their effort in the eastern face. And 3 or 4 weeks later, at the end of August, they're through on that side.
And the Smiths. So it made it seem that you could sing in your own accent and wear your own clothes and be yourself and still get somewhere. I guess it made it seem not that far-fetched that you could be a successful band.
Through a mortuary, but we're going to jam in the back. Now this particular night, it was Chitterson was playing the piano. Herman Chitterson. And Art says, that's a lousy piano. And Chitterson's going like this, and some of the keys aren't going down, so there's some teeth missing in what he's playing. So Art say, now that's an F sharp, and that's a B natural, that's a D, da-da-da-da. He'd name them, and they're all over the piano. And Art would say, give me another beer. So you get about 4 beers in him, and he'd say, all right, take me up there. And this always knocked me out, because you had him a beer, he'd take a drink, and then he'd tap it, and he knew what key it was in, and he'd know how much beer he had left. But now, with all the keys going down, when Art played a run, he went with this hand and pulled the keys up. So as he was going down with this hand, all the keys are back ready to play again with this hand. So when he come up, the keys were in shape. Then he's down here pulling the keys up with this hand. Well, this just shocked everybody, because, you know, to remember 5 keys and to have them up so you could hit them again, you have to be pretty alert, pretty sharp. And Art was that.
He had a phenomenal mind for sports. He could quote you batting averages of players you never even heard of. He had a phenomenal memory for things like that. He was very interested in sports, all sports. He loved baseball, you know, hockey, basketball. He knew all the statistics. He knew all the players, you know. He was really quite a person.
I played cards with him. He liked to play pinochle. And then we would sit down between sets at night in intermission. He'd sit down. He would put a very strong light behind his left side. and he would...
I wanted to invest in a small property, in a small investment flat, basically. Carol had been to see her original home loan bank. Well, I didn't see why I should have to pay a higher interest rate just because I had money to invest in property. So she came to see us because she needed a lower rate of interest.
Hold everything. Citibank announces a breakthrough rate of 8.95% on its new basic variable loan. That's one of the lowest variable rates for homeowners and investors.
Very comfortable with what I've done.
To find out more, just call us.
I'm in Italy enjoying one of the true specialties of Italian cuisine, the New York Strip. Perfecto. Boy, feels like I'm in the USA. Beef, real food in Little Italy, New York.
Your dentist cleans your teeth. He uses special instruments that get between them. But what toothbrush would your dentist prefer to use? Well, in a recent nationwide test, dentists tried a leading flat brush and Crest Complete. The brush more dentists preferred was Crest Complete. See, Crest Complete is shaped like your teeth, so it reaches far between them. Now, shouldn't you choose Crest Complete? Of course you should. And it's now available in designer black.
Others still in Soviet prison camps. Many families in Berlin were barely scraping by. In between power cuts, they turned to the radio for news of their loved ones.
My mother suffered greatly from her husband's absence. And of course, it was vital for her to have a source of information to tell her how he was. And every night on Rias, about 9:30 after the news, there came...
Jetzt spricht die Kampfgruppe gegen Unmenschlichkeit. Wir wissen, dass viele in der sowjetisch besetzten
And they passed on news from the different camps.
dass sie einen dunklen Punkt in ihrer Vergangenheit haben.
And one evening when I was 8, my mother was washing me in the bathtub. I'll never forget it. She was listening to the radio.
Wir wissen weiter, dass viele nur zum Schein für ihre Aufgabe.
And the task force...
Rated T for Teen.
Early birds, set your alarms for 4 a.m. Friday. It's Kohl's after Thanksgiving sale. Be there early to get 300 early bird price specials, like an extra 20% off fine jewelry, already 60% off. Save big on this KitchenAid stand mixer. Get a GPS system for only $79.99 after rebate. Save 60% on sweaters for hens, and get cashmere for her for just $34.99. Plus, for every $50 spent, you'll get $10 Kohl's cash to spend however you like. It's Kohl's after Thanksgiving sale, starting Friday at 4 a.m. Kohl's, expect great.
Our personal action sequence, one of the brutal fights in Martin Scorsese's Raging Bull, the Jake LaMotta versus Sugar Ray Robinson battle, where Scorsese, using his soundtrack so well, takes us inside the head of a fighter, LaMotta played by Robert De Niro, as he hears animal sounds, maybe trumpeting elephants. A great action scene that pumps you up. Get ready.
Round 8, and it's anybody's fight at this point. 10-rounder. LaMotta drives both hands in the head. Hurts Robinson again. Hooks the left hand of the...
Man, I give you no break. Not even your eyes, you're not giving no breaks. Hey, hey, bad boys. Right behind, right behind. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh, what you gonna do when they come for you?
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Higher the body count. Night Moves, Sunday on A&E.
Panasonic presents a new breed of smooth operator. The new Smooth Operator rechargeable razor unites the old-fashioned closeness of a warm, wet shave with the convenience and no-nick comfort of an...
That I can't do without. You're a part
that you can't hold on to, something that you've never had before. Love waits for the wind to bring you back again and take me away. Let's sing a Christmas song. Let's bring out our friend Rita Coolidge and some fella she brought along with her here. Christmas time's coming, Christmas time's coming, Christmas time's coming, and I know I'm going home. Snowflakes falling, my old home's calling, tall pines are humming, Christmas time's coming. Can't you hear them bells ringing, ringing, joy, joy, hear them singing. When it's snowing, I'll be going back to my country home. Christmas time's coming, Christmas time's coming, Christmas time's coming, and I know I'm going home. White candles burning, my old heart's yearning for the old folks at home. Christmas time's coming. Can't you hear them bells ringing, ringing, joy, joy, hear them singing. When it's snowing, I'll be going back to my country home.
Holly's in the window, home is where the wind blows. Can't walk for a running, 'cause Christmas time's coming.
Can't you hear them bells ringing, ringing, joy, joy, hear them singing. When it's snowing, I'll be going back to my country home. Christmas time's coming, Christmas time's coming, Christmas time's coming,